Nice. I just realized I forgot my coffee cup. I guess the coffee cup is not going to be here. I bought a new coffee cup while I was at Walmart, and it's pretty nice. It's like one of those it's like a you know that Stanley cup that went popular a couple years ago. It's like that, but much smaller and generic brand and cheaper. I don't know how much the Stanley cups went for, but they were like what, $50 each? The one with the lead? I don't know. Lead? What's a lead? But I got myself basically a thermos. I wouldn't even say it's a thermos. It's more like one of those like tumblers, right? A metal tumbler? I don't know if it's metal or not. Plastic? But it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It holds about like 2.5 cups of coffee. So I've been filling it up with some coffee and just drinking it throughout the day rather than just drinking all my coffee at once. But I also, speaking of which too, I did buy that thing I said I would buy, but it's not a, what's it called? It's not the $120 Digimon, but I bought myself a, oh, LED. I thought you, no. Wait, does Stanley Cup have LED? No, they don't. That'd be crazy. But I got myself a Tamagotchi. Do you hear that? Yeah, I got myself a Tamagotchi Paradise, actually. And I decided to get something cheaper, but something that's still within my interests, which is V-Pets. And this is kind of cute. It's very low maintenance, which I like. It's in color, which I like. It's not like difficult to have to like take care of compared to like the other Tamagotchi. I feel like the Tamagotchi connection kept on asking for attention. And it could be that too, like, during the time I was running the Tamagotchi connection, I was also running a couple other Tamagotchis or a couple different V-Pets at the same time. So this one though, I'm like, nowadays I'm just running 2 V-Pets. I learned my mistake of running like 7 V-Pets at once. But it's cute, and it's pink, which I don't really care if it's pink or not, but I think this pink-orange combination is pretty cute. It takes place in the tropical island. I kind of wanted the glacier one, but this one was cheaper, and I wanted to give it a try. Do contain lead, but I don't know how true it was, but there was a whole scandal. Did it? That's crazy if it did, because that's super poisonous. What? Let me see. Contain lead. Should we be worried? Is the Stanley Cup made of lead? What? But it's safely sealed away. What is? What's the point of the lead? Found at the bottom. Okay, it's sealed. Vacuum sealed. Okay, but why? Hey, Oscar, how you doing? Interesting. There's a whole story behind it. No plausible risk or harm from the sealed lead. Okay, but why is there lead in there? All insulated cups contain lead. The good ones, at least. Oh, is it for insulation? Does lead help with insulation? This isn't accurate. Check the thing. There's so much people talking about it. It being a bit loud. Interesting. People are saying that it's self-contained. People are saying that it's like properly contained. People are saying it's to help with insulation. I don't know. That's interesting. Does my cup have a lid? I don't know. It's a cheap cup. It's like $10. Monday's my birthday? Ah, it's a gift for me. I want you to have a happy Saturday. Thank you. My Saturday's gonna be crazy, I think. I think I have a 50-50 chance of it being crazy. Isn't very good to eat? Yeah. Hypothetically. Hypothetically, lead can kill you. But yeah, I'm just gonna work on sketches today. Let me go pull up some references. Actually, it has a sweet taste. Oh. Give me a second. Let me go pull this up. QR code. Interesting. I could create a QR code? Aren't those limited? Did I just create a useless QR code in our limited stock of QR codes? Oh no. I just ate through our little stock of QR codes. Alright, let's see. Driving theme. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see. I kind of have an idea, but I'll pull this up anyways. Kumi's a pretty good artist if she made this doodle. I mean, for health concerns, it's good to it tastes sweet though. Alright, I'm gonna listen to this video. Let me see. Is there a way for you guys not to hear it and just me? I guess I just have to mute my audio. That way I could get an idea from this video. Did this song just giggle at me? Sorry. Let me see. Oh. What game is this? Oh, it's Forza. Sorty was talking about this game. It looks really fun. Every time I see someone play Forza, it looks really fun. Your internet's dying. It's okay. Hey, Sanix. Hey, Sans. Sans Undertale from D Sans. Gonna know if you feel like plain water tastes sweet. What if I had sweet water, sugar water? Give me a second. Let me pause the music because it's getting in the way of the video. Okay. Okay, I think I got an idea. Okay, I have some sort of idea. She said kind of looking behind, right? Okay. You're close to finishing Deltarune? Nice! I still haven't done anything Deltarune related. Okay. Have I done this angle before? Let me check really quick. I always want to try to push angles. Like, if I don't want to do the same angle over and over. Let me see if I've done this angle before. Nope, not that one. Kinda? Let me think. I want to try to push it a little bit more. Maybe I could go with what her doodle is. That too. I was thinking if I'm close to dying, it could just be how it tastes. It's just how it tastes. You know what they say? A fruit is sweetest before it rots. Do you think that's the case with like people too? Like you start tasting something sweet the moment that you're about to die? Are humans sweetest? The human meat sweetest before we die? Let me see. I mean, I could go with what she's looking for, right? Which is probably something like this. I mean, she said she wanted destruction behind. Finishing? Finishing. Let's see. Behind a wheel, looking mortified at the damage, or maybe car pile behind her. Okay. I don't understand why as artists, we do a big art. Wait, I don't understand. We artists, we do a big art. They say they don't say it's art, but when someone destroys it, something it's art. It's because people put definitions to things, but art is really what you want to make of it. I do hear that human is quite high in sugar. That might be a factoid that I actually accidentally learned. Tasty humans. Barbecue humans. Let me see. I have an idea. Like there could be two things that I could approach. I could do like something like this, where it could be like the rear view window, and it's like a zoom in on Kumi's face, and it's just her squinting at the at the thing at the rear view window, and then like in the back of the car behind everything you could see like every destruction that happened. Like unhealthy dosage of human. My favorite tasty human. Unhealthy dosage. Does fish see water? You know what, I would say no, because like have you ever been underwater? Like you see the water in front of you, but the thing is that like it's just normal for them. It's something they see every day. So if we normalize, like if we live underwater and you just like literally have water always pressuring your eyeballs, I imagine it's the same case. Maybe if we combine her expression here. There we go. We could do the Doki Bird smile. The Doki Bird like shock face. She said she was mortified with everything, the crash behind her. So there you go. It did say mortified, right? Did I read this right? Did I not dyslexia? My dyslexia is kicking in. Looking mortified at the damage, or maybe a car piled up behind her. I can't see air. Does fish? Oh, I read. No one knows how it smells underwater, right? Because their smell is traveled by air. So the only air you'll get from the ocean is the oxygen in the ocean water that you can't even break down. Maybe? I wonder if that's the case though. Like, would you think that a fish can smell underwater? I feel like that's like a gag in a SpongeBob episode or a Shark Tale movie. They'll be like, I can't smell underwater. And it's like, we can never smell underwater. You should read more than to fix your dyslexia. No, my dyslexia is incredibly dangerous. Look at my dyslexia. Witness it. I think it's just a VTuber thing, honestly. I feel like so many VTubers have dyslexia, and it's partially probably because like they're multitasking between two different things, whether it's streaming and playing a game or like what's it called, doing two different things at the same time. But dyslexia and VTubers go in hand. Unless you're like an actor VTuber. I know that like the actor VTubers do a pretty good job at reading. Like the ones who try to voice act their roles in story. Either or like do storytelling. Those ones are really cool. There's something there's something in Japan is stupid. It's content air? Content air? You mean like contained air? misread at least half my messages last year. Last total messages since I found this channel. Yeah, and I'll do it again. Watch this. It's more so that a lot of VTubers are mentally ill. I don't know about that. I think there is a good like number of people that have some sort of like illness, but I don't know if general if VTubers are mentally ill. I mean, there might be like some that are a little over the deep end. It's definitely a bigger percentage rate than the general population. I don't know if we have any data to prove that, really. Considering how big VTubers are, like, it's just a general statement. Sort of like how, like, there's so many people in the world, you could easily make the the argument that, like, half the world is this or that, you know? So, and it doesn't help too. A lot of VTubers' noisiest like people are the ones who are like the one like the representatives, not like the big VTubers, but the people like on how should I say it, VTweeters basically. They're usually the noisiest, right? And they're always say something crazy, but they're not necessarily like the general people who are actually VTubers in a way. But there is a lot of VTubers, so it could generally be possible. But it is a very generalized statement. Let me look at that Doki Bird smile. Doki Bird meme face. Not sure if we had the data to prove that, at least from what I've seen. Yeah, there's a lot of... I don't know if that would be the case to be. Do you have friends how when you text them, they never answer, even if they tell them to grab the phone? That's literally me. But that's because I'm always so busy and like sometimes we're just talking about video games, and as much as I want to join the conversation, I got things to do because I'm so behind. You can't get that data without violating privacy, so it's just a general statement though. And I would say it's sort of like, you know, how in a way you can't really make a judgment on a community based on the loudest people there, you know? So I wouldn't say a lot of VTubers are mentally ill. I would say that there are people who do VTube and have some sort of mental illness, but I wouldn't say the general population is that much. There we go. I feel kind of bad though. I really want to like take my friends out to do something, but I've been just busy because of everything that's happening in my life. There we go. My assumption is based on the fact that streamers seem to be more extreme with people, but that's I don't know how extreme. Like, who are you basing this on? Like, is it Twitter or is it based on like actual big streamers that like talk? Like, say, Shy Lily. I don't know if Shy Lily's extreme. I've never seen anything of them. Like, I'm kind of curious where you're getting this this assumption of personal experience and observation, but from who though? Like, is it Twitter that you're getting this from? Because I would say Twitter is not a good collection of people to do so, because then you would be able to make the argument that going back on the idea, every community has its mental illness by life. No, I'm talking about like you're observing it, but who are you observing? Is it just general VTubers, or because I'm kind of curious, like how many VTubers really do have mental illness, and where are they? Are they all on Twitch? Is maybe there's a correlation here actually. If they're all on Twitch, never base a communities based on social media alone. Yeah, I would say it's the same idea, like saying how like, and I think it's a good tell on it too. It's like in Offkai, like how many people are there, like just being chill and stuff. I really do think it's like the terminally ill or terminally online kind of thing. I saw a video that showed a purple slime. They tell you the name of it, but it should not have a purple in the name. What wild you name it? Huh? What wild you name it? I avoid fandoms because of vocal shitheads. Yeah, I feel the same. General internet observations, but I wouldn't say even the internet's a good general observation because, like I said, it's always like the vocal. It's always the vocal minority that makes a community look bad, and it's always too that like when you look at Twitter, a lot of people there don't represent the whole. Like If that was the case, then Offkai would be having a lot of problems at this moment. But I think it's just a mix, and it's just like in general, we have communities. We were just having that conversation yesterday, Sanix, about like how communities are pretty crazy, and it's hard to be deep in a community. But sometimes I yearn for that community feeling, to be part of something bigger. There we go. I named it a Gojo Secret Technique Slime because the technique purple name. I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. Everything you're saying is going straight over my head, Sans. Is this a reference to Jujutsu Kaisen? I actually never seen Jujutsu Kaisen, so if it is a reference to Jujutsu Kaisen, I wouldn't say that like I understood the reference. There we go. I don't know if you've seen enough VTubers. Yeah, and I think it just depends too, because like I guess it's one of those things. Like if you go to Detroit, you could say like all of America is bad, but that's just Detroit, you know. And it is easy to make a generalized opinion based on like one area, but there is more to a specific thing than just something like that. I don't have good English, no worries. But I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, so I have no idea what Jujutsu Kaisen is. I know Gojo is in there. Steven Universe, the fandom used to have some of the most vocal and toxic people, but not every fan is in them. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is too, like when you actually find out how many fans are actually sharing that opinion, it's actually much smaller. It's the same thing with Pokemon, right? And it's something I learned about Pokemon that online there's a very, very large vocal opposition to Pokemon, right? But then when you like talk to people outside the internet, people are like, "Oh, I love Pokemon. Oh, I played Pokemon as a kid. Oh, Pokemon's pretty neat." Like people are very the general opinion is always so much different online than it is offline, if that makes sense. And that's something I end up learning because of like how people feel about Pokemon. Especially when I went to university, when you talk about Pokemon, people aren't like immediately saying like, "Oh, that's garbage. Wow, I hate Pokemon." That's like not the first thing I ever heard from someone when they talk about Pokemon. And that would be like one of those things where it's like a small population versus the large internet. But then like, it is one of those things that there is a vocal opinion one way or another, you know? So it's hard to really say what the overall population really is without some sort of data and fact behind it. Now, if there was a data sheet to it to say like these are the number of VTubers that are confirmed to be mentally ill, and I'm on the top of it, then there would be some credence to what you're saying. I can't wait to top the charts on the mentally ill list. Steven Universe fandom was such cancer. I don't know anything about it, honestly. I never really cared for Steven Universe. I know there was like when I went to Anime Expo, the people at Trigger was talking very fondly about Steven Universe, but I couldn't really get into it myself. They were talking about how they were so inspired with the animation style and the storytelling of it. It was very interesting. That just put into perspective like how much like Western like media can influence the East and how like so many great ideas can come from it. And if I remember correctly too, the during that same panel, I think one of the artists for the Little Witch Academia drew like a Steven Universe picture with a broom from Little Witch Academia. Pretty cool. But yeah, I feel like it's these kind of things like the conventions, expos that really put things into perspective. The real life experience versus like the online experience. If you found yourself in the back rooms to survive, I would just die. Just kill me now. I will lay down, let the monster consume me. Just take me away already. You already won. You already broke my spirit. Take me away. Oh man, I've been seeing a lot of posts talking about Offkai and the people like doing stuff there. I'm really getting the FOMO experience. I'm like, I got the same thing with Anime Expo, outside the pictures, of course. But it's always so fun to see like other people who shares general interests and see how they're kind of living their life and stuff. The backroom movies? What about the backroom movies? I don't know anything about the backroom movies either. I also became far right, but after touching grass, I realized the real world is nothing like where it claims to be. I don't understand this whole far right, far left thing. Like, I get it's like Democratic and Republican, but is it just extremism or something? I said almost. No, I know, but I never understood like the whole far right, far left. Reddit far right. See, like where are these class? Like I don't understand. Are they far right? Are they far left? I feel like all these classifications are always all over the place, and then like it's whatever you want it to be, whenever you don't like it. That's what I learned on the internet. If you really dislike someone, they are on the opposite side, regardless. This whole AI thing with the leaflet thing showed me that. Like, as soon as you hate somebody, they are always for the opposite side. Let me see. I need a rear window. It's known for removing any opinion that isn't left wing. Is it? I don't know. This, like, I swear, this whole internet stuff is always going over my head. Rear view window mirror. That's crazy. When I say far right, I mean chuds who sit at home all day and complain about reverse racism while not helping society. Huh? Sorry, I did it wrong. Please, what? Do you have this type of friend about how Sal? Huh? You guys are confusing me. Let's see. I think it would be prop here, but I think this would be smaller. But yeah, honestly, this whole far right, far left discussion, I always feel like it's just an internet thing. Either there was like a Fox News, is that it? Versus CNN. They always seem to be at each other's necks for some reason. But I don't understand the whole thing. I'm just here being an artist. I'm just enjoying my art life, being an artist, farting all over the place. Wait, I'm waiting. Tell me. Show me your secrets. Have their own fat losers that do nothing explain? Yeah. And that's what I learned. Can't really take opinions from someone who keeps complaining about every little thing and associating it with one side or another. I hate it when that happens. That whole AI conversation about Leaflet's model literally devolved into that, and it was absolutely disgusting. Like everyone like did not see the bigger picture about the fact that AI, but rather looked at it as a left versus right thing. We'll have the Kumars in the back seat. There you go. Kumars noticed. There you go. I think the Kumar's a little too big though. Maybe we gotta put the Kumar a little more to the side so you can have a good view of what's happening there. Did you have this friend who says they finished the back rooms in 5 seconds but scared and something bigger than him by 2 centimeters? I mean, I'm literally scared of the back rooms. I would never touch that game on a normal basis. Thing is too, when I was looking like through the Bedrock marketplace just to see what kind of like free add-ons there was, there's like a very large popularity of scary mods, like between the back rooms or like horror monster. Like, is horror really that popular on Minecraft that people would buy a lot of that on the Bedrock thing? Other person on the left side. No, I'm not the person on the left side. I'm the person on the right side. What are you drawing, a girl? I am drawing a girl. Maybe she should have like a little drool. Running over a dress? No, she's gonna be running over a car. Or a bunch of cars. I feel like you could add drool to anything and it makes it more funnier. Let's see. That's interesting. Internet's interesting, but never take what internet says without a grain of salt. They added Aether Dimension on. I saw that. How is that? I was considering giving it a try because I never got the Aether Dimension, but I heard the problem with it is that it's a pre-made map. So it's not like the one on Java where the map is always different, right? Randomly generated along with the world generation. So, and I heard it was because they're like early profiteers or whatever it's called of the dimension thing for Bedrock, but at the same time, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna really get any more add-ons or anything on Bedrock, but it's interesting to browse. I did like action and stuff though. When I played action and stuff on Bedrock, it's actually pretty good. I would say that was like definitely worth my purchase, but outside of that, I would say like nothing really interests me on the marketplace. I keep looking through it though, just to see if there's any free stuff. Anything free, but even the free stuff I probably don't use. Like there's this Aether mob that's the MOA. I think it flies. It sounds pretty cool, but yeah. There's plenty of free showcases or free add-ons. I made a lot of add-on showcases. Oh really? What would you recommend, Woozy? Because I've been playing Bedrock on my Retroid, and it's very convenient to be playing Bedrock on a handheld, right? So it's like if I'm out of the house and I don't have anything to play, I could just pull up my Retroid and I could play some Minecraft, right? What kind of add-ons would you recommend if I was to pick up an add-on? Like I was thinking of Tinker's Construct, but at the same time, Tinker's Construct doesn't look as good as it does on the Java. So I don't know if it's worth my money. It's not worth my money. Money, money, money. The only thing I bought so far has been Action and Stuff and Skyblock. And it's the official Skyblock by the person that actually made it, and he collaborated with a company or one of the publisher things. And yeah, that one was 99 cents compared to other original Bedrock, original Skyblock. It's so hard to find anything there because people are always making iterations of somebody else's idea. Like you see Skyblock, then you see someone else release Skyblock, then you have like one block, then you see someone else release one block. It's hard to tell like which one's the more definitive version. And honestly, I would like just the original experience of the maps more than anything. Like Skyblock, and I get why they had to like dumb it down, the Skyblock experience, because it can be difficult for kids, and chances are Bedrock's biggest audience is children, so the MOA one, morph into mobs. How does that work? I saw that and I was thinking like what could I do with this? Let's see. So then Kumi said she wants I imagine the car isn't there, just the wheel if that makes sense. We'll see how she feels about this one. We'll have a bunch of cars like crashing. Morph isn't free, my bad. Get the ability to morph abilities of the mobs you morph into. Interesting. Does that mean if you mob or morph into a mob or creeper, do you just die instantly when you use your explosion? Okay, we're just gonna have a pile of cars. Oh man, I don't like the way this car is mounting the other car. Unsure, but it looks interesting. Interesting. Because I kind of wanted like something simple. Like the furniture add-on looks really cute, but the problem was like the furniture add-on didn't work for me for some reason. It was like it was a free furniture add-on, but maybe I had to load it to the map or something. I have to look at the instructions. Instruction did not compute. There's one add-on I plan to use for epic shots. Cinecam? Interesting. What's Cinecam do? Is that for like recording? Okay. And we should have like a car broken in half. Maybe we'll do it right here. And the other half is right here. And there should be a person in there. They left a baby in the car. There you go. You can set up cameras and view from any angle and even set up. Interesting. Is that for like is that for like is it like what's it called? Playback on Java? I forgot what it's called. I know there was like one that people recommended if you're planning to make Minecraft videos. Oh, thank you for the raid, dear. Let me go shout you out. How have you been doing? I'm just busy doing art instead of Minecraft. Today was supposed to be Minecraft Mcsundae. The squires have arrived. Long live King Arthur. Squire jump scare. Ah, scary. Ah. Let me go shout you out. Art? Yes, this is indeed art. We love artists in this house. Oh no, not like this. Don't. Wait, no, I spelled your name wrong. Shout out Kilted Dungeoneer. What were you up to? King of the Castle? What's this? Is it like King of the Hill? Scamdrate? I actually forgot my water bottle. That's why it's Scamdrate. I'm sorry, chat. I'm an irresponsible water drinker. King of the Castle? Mm-hmm. What kind of game is that? It sounds fun. There we go. This truck is completely smushed like a cookie. There you go. It's a party game. Fun with chat. Interesting. That sounds fun. Do you get the do you knight people? Do you bring the sword down upon your allies to knight them? I hereby dub you Knight Dungeoneer, Squire Dungeoneer. Witness this, and then you accidentally impaled him with the sword. I feel like that was like a Family Guy gag. I'm back. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what's it called? I'm talking about knighting someone. You know. I became a dictator, perfectly balanced. Okay, I gotta see what this game is. What is this called? King of the Castle. King of the Castle. Are you telling me your chat never overthrown you? 4 players a minimum. Interesting. Interesting. The silliness is max. Party game. Play on Twitch. Stream on Twitch, and your viewers can join the game by simply typing into chat. People who have bought the game will appear. Wait, who have bought the game will appear more often? How would it know if you bought the game? Oh wait, is this that one game I saw you play at one time? I think I rated you once when you had this game up. And you were offering me a nation. Or was that a different game? It looks kind of familiar. Oh man, I can't wait to assassinate you. In Minecraft, of course. I was being a big brain political mastermind. Someone sounds like they're cruising for a bruising. Someone's cruising to be assassinated in Minecraft. Can't say that out loud. Alright, this sketch is done. Oh, we should put like a nuclear explosion. I feel like at this point, every time I had to do mass destruction, there has to be like a nuclear explosion. Alright, I'm gonna send this to the client. Sounds like fun though. I see your channel, bro. I follow. Yeah, check out Dungeoneer. Dungeoneer is a pretty cool guy. Alright, let me go. Kumi Crash. Kumi Crash. But yeah, I'm just working on commissions. I was supposed to play Minecraft today, but I'm really busy. Can you guess how many commissions I'm at? You gotta go. Alright, thank you. Have a good one, Dungeoneer. You take care of yourself. How many? Couldn't be in the 40s or anything. Could it be like 44 or anything? Coughing baby noises. Let me go send this to a client. 40, yeah, 44. But I'm busy. I've gotten really busy this year, so, and I got a lot to catch up with, but I think I could handle it. Quotation mark. Here's how the sketch came out. Is this what you had in mind? I'll commission you how many? 10,000! My drawing tablet. Honestly, I'm surprised my drawing tablet and my pen nibs are lasting as well as they did. Like, I haven't had to replace anything yet, and I'm kind of scared if I have to one day. It's gonna happen. Item physics? What's item physics? My dad brings an old TV, we take it, connect it to our PC. Oh, that's interesting. I've seen that before. Is it like a CRT TV? Don't make me feel old, though. Oh, I'm not old. I'm so full of commissions. Alright, now I leave. Alright, take care, Dungeoneer. You have a good one. Enjoy your food, enjoy your nap. Same with the Dungeoneer Squires. If you guys need to go, be sure to take care of yourself. Thank you for the raid. Let's see. Next one, 29, 29, 28. Let's do Pokey. Mute Monkey. Okay. So, Bomb Banana. Interesting. The logo, it's Sharp? Interesting. A Sharp branded TV. Alright, so this is just like the monkey thing. Hear no evil, see no evil, be no evil. Well, let me get the logo. I have an idea already with this. It'll be pretty simple. Question is, why do you stream late? It's only late for you, but it's like afternoon for me, so it's pretty early. So technically, it's not late for me at all. Time zones is crazy. Like, it's nighttime somewhere in the world. It's also winter somewhere in the world. Kind of crazy to think about that. Like, in like places like, say, Australia and New Zealand, they're experiencing winter at the moment. It's 9:37. Yeah, you're on the other side of the world. It adds physics to your Minecraft world. Does that include blocks, or is that just for items? So, like, if I try to build something out of dirt, it'll collapse. I don't have any preference for the poses, so feel free to do what you think. Complete freedom. Okay. Desperately trying to defuse a bomb. The bomb in a panic. Okay. Blocks and items. How do you build that? Why can't we hear your friend? Are you talking about on the bottom left? Because she's drawing. She's busy. It's 9:37 p.m. That's pretty late, honestly. That is indeed pretty late. Okay, so they're defusing a bomb. In Minecraft. Okay. Wait, there's 4 of them. Oh, okay, okay. So that's hair. Okay. Let's see. Wait, they're defusing a bomb. Is it like a banana bomb? Wait, what is this game? Does this game have banana bombs or something? Bomb banana. Oh, it's just a regular bomb. Oh, this AI ass thumbnail. Man, I hate AI lately. AI has been really, really pervasive at this point. It's so bad. But I'm glad like everybody hates AI too. People are still on the AI doesn't like kind of train. I know like the whole leaflet thing happened, but at the same time, yeah. I feel like that hasn't gotten any traction. I hate AI too. No matter what they make you try to think, I think the thing is AI is still gonna be crap. Contrary to popular belief, AI is crap. Okay, so we need a bomb. Okay. Don't show the photo again. I have little brothers and 5-year-old. For which one? Which photo are you talking about? Okay, so this one's the monkey that can't see? Or here? Blind monkey. Okay, so this one's blind. We should make it so she's the one that's cutting. She should be the one cutting the wires. There you go. She's cutting the wire. She has like a 3 face. She's blind. There you go. And then we should have like one monkey, the one that can't speak. She's like, oh no, right? And she should have her arms up. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like pointing at it, but she can't see it. And she can't speak. And then we have the monkey that can't hear, who's just literally just like, yeah. They're just happy. They're like, yeah. I'll go when you finish this one. Okay. Alright. There you go. I think this is proper. Oh, wouldn't it be funny too if like she's trying to cut the wires, instead of her holding the wires, she's actually about to cut her hair, and then she's like, "What an elaborate picture!" Let me go shrink this logo a little bit. I think I have a general idea. Monkey girl that can't hear is just like dozing off. She should be asleep though. Maybe she should be asleep. In these very trying times, it's a time to go to sleep. There you go. She's just snoozing on the job. Okay, there you go. I like this idea. Okay, she should be like about to cut the wire then. The wire is about to get cut. And she's like thinking like, maybe she should be tilting her head. Like, There you go. Neron! Alright, I think I got a general idea of what I want for this thumbnail. Hopefully the client will like it. Let's see, let's center them a little bit more. The thing is when you can't hear anything, it's like the perfect snoozing kind of environment. You could just like snooze away and nobody can wake you up unless they hit you. Okay, so this one's the monkey that can't see. So monkey can't see. Alright, let's get the bomb going here in Minecraft. It's kind of crazy that like some words you say cannot be said or else you'll get in trouble with the internet. Can't really say bomb. That's the bomb! Do you remember that kind of lingo? I don't know if anyone here is American, but people would say like that's the bomb back then. I think I'll never come back. I feel that sometimes. I get that. But yeah. I don't think you're allowed to say that nowadays. That toast for lunch was the bomb. Okay. And we should put like a little panel here. That's where the wires are coming from. And the panel should be open to the right side. That way it makes sense why the wires are like right here. I remember having this conversation too with one of my professors. They were a Chinese exchange professor, and we were just talking about jargon and like talking about things like how like human or people in America like to say phrases that probably don't mean the same thing in like China. And it was like things like, oh, that's so cool, right? But it's not literally cold, right? Or that's sick. It's not really something that's actually physically sick. Same thing with like that's the bomb. It's literally not really a bomb. Should she be like reaching out? I wonder if she should be just like thinking pose. The thinker. She's like trying to solve this on her own, but she's already like snipping away. Hope things are going well. Things are going well for now. I know like things are about to escalate, but I just gotta do my best today. I gotta remember that I'm a person. I'm my own thing. I can breathe. I can see. I can watch you, but I can't talk. No worries. You can do it. Yep. Yep. How have you been, OL? I'm just working on commissions right now. As per usual, just doing my commission grind. I'm grinding up my experience points. We're getting close to being under 30 or 40 again. Watch me go under 40 and then suddenly, bam, 10 more commissions. Every single time, I swear. I'm really considering just like putting things on a close temporary and then adjust prices for July. But I'm worried that I won't get enough money for July. It's kind of scary when you think of it like that. Because like if I put something on hold or something like that, then I might not get enough money to pay for everything I need to. Spent a week by the coast. Ooh, sounds fun. East Coast or West Coast? Or I mean like I guess like German coast, UK coast, coastline, coaster, roller coaster. Okay. Sounds like fun though. I haven't been to the beach in a while. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing like okay, you know that have you guys ever seen Bakuman? The manga Bakuman talking about like making a manga? I'm starting to feel the same experience as the characters in Bakuman, because in Bakuman there was a chapter, and it made me really think. It made me think back then, and it's making me think even more so now that East Coast. Ah, that sounds like fun. Fish and chips. I love fish and chips. Ah, tartar sauce is so good. But in Bakuman, there was a chapter that was dedicated to basically where the main characters went back to a high school reunion, right? And at the high school reunion, they were talking about like what they do, and they felt so foreign to everyone because like for the last year since they graduated from high school, they've been doing nothing but work, right? They've been working on their dream, their passion, right? But everybody at the high school reunion was talking about like, oh yeah, I went to Paris or I went to France and I went to university and had a big party, and like it made them kind of think about like the life they're kind of missing out on. But at the same time, like this is the life that they chose. And they even walked out of the party because they realized that, the way they kind of work and operate is so much different than what like normal people do. It was an interesting thought, and I was thinking about that too. Is like I'm spending a lot of my time committed to trying to get better at art and like make a business out of what I do. But at the same time, like the expenses coming out, like oh, I won't be able to do like normal things like go to the beach or something. But just like the characters in Bakuman, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm kind of okay with it. My happiness comes from being able to be successful at what I do. But it's interesting. I think that was like a eye-opening thing. I think Bakuman's like a really good manga to read if you're a creator. It puts things to his perspective and the idea like of how much work goes into becoming an artist one way or another. And they were manga artists. Because like it does sound like a kind of romantic idea and dream, but Bakuman really like grounds you for some of the things that happen in the industry. Like stories getting like having to be rated by its numbers and being able to like understand advertising, having to appeal to a general audience versus making something that you're passionate about, right? Having to take risk just to show that you can do something. It's interesting. And I like Bakuman for it. Bakuman's a really good like creator story. Like if you want to get inspired as a creator, you should read Bakuman. I also like the romance, and I know like people didn't like the romance because it's like that's so too romantic, where it's like the main character does not want to see the girl until he's successful as a story writer, and she doesn't want to see him until she's able to do voice acting. I think that was cute. I think it was romantic. Where do I find myself a girlfriend that also is just as passionate and will like try to motivate each other to achieve our goals? There you go. Part of the charm of this picture is the fact that she's looking to the wrong way to the person that's trying to point out what to do, and the other person's just asleep. I like those hopelessly romantic stories. The one where it's kind of unrealistic, but it's very like it's kind of envious. You get envious of like not having a love story like that. That's the kind of love stories I like. I'm a bit of a romance guy. Reads Nisekoi. I like Nisekoi though. I'm trying to think, I did read like a lot of love stories. I know there's like one called Golden Week, which is kind of fun. Or Golden Week was really fun, but I don't think it's ongoing. I really liked it. The main girl in the anime was actually voiced by Yui Horie, and I like her voice as a voice actress. She does a lot of different roles, like Nepgear from Neptunia. But she's very cute in general, and she has like this Ojo sama feel in Golden Week. It was very cute. Let me see what else. There was another one too. I forgot what it was, but there was like this one manga I read, and it was about like basically Nisekoi Onodera number one. Aha! I'm more of a Marie. Is that her name? You guys take one look at Mari from Nisekoi, and you'll know what I mean. Marika. Like you take one look at her, and you'll be like, yeah, that's definitely an Alin. Alin definitely likes that. That's definitely Alan's girl. Look at her. Is she not cute? Is she not the cutest little smuggest little thing? Look how cute she is. I cannot believe the main character did not like Marika. She's always being like quirky. But there's Odadera. I don't know. Look at Marika. Look at her in the eye and tell me she is not best girl. She is indeed best girl. Kicks you down the door, and then at the very end, she has to move on from him. Oh, so sad. But I guess he picked Chitoge. Interesting enough, I found it interesting that Nisekoi actually did have like an ending. I thought it was just gonna go on forever. Sort of like a quintessential quintuplet. Quintessential quintuplet was like a manga I really followed very closely just to see what happens. And I really enjoyed it. I really like Miku. And Yotsubato was Yotsuba was very cute too. But then like Nito comes in and is like, yeah, I'm best girl. She had like a whole arc dedicated to her being the best girl. I don't know. All the girls in Quintessential Quintuplet was pretty good. But yeah, I like to watch a lot of them. If I never watched the ending, my favorite will definitely win. Have you guys read that one story? What was it called? It's the We Never Learn. I believe that's what it's called in English. I don't know what the Japanese name is. We Never Learn. Bokuben, right? That one's really funny because like how the author ends the chapter or the manga series is that he makes an arc for each of the girls, right? So basically, it's like, okay, he gets together with her, and then like it rewinds back to that choice where he ends up getting together with her, then rewinds again back getting together with her, which is best girl. I'm just saying, chat, she's best girl. And it's like, oh, then he gets together with her, then he gets together with the teacher. Right? So basically there's like an ending for every girl, and then they do like the whole like alternative ending, which is like all the girls. So every girl gets a happy ending, which is kind of cute. I think they did it best when it came to that. Nobody can contest that like their girl didn't win. I wish more mangas would do something like that where they have like alternative routes. I think didn't also Clannad do something like that? Clannad had the alternative story, right? For those who don't know, Clannad had like the story where Toyoma was the one that he got together with. Clannad Toyoma. I think that's her name. Tomoyo. Like there's a whole visual novel dedicated to Tomoyo being the canon girl, which is interesting. People would be happy about that unless they have endings with some girls badly. I guess that's true. But I remember like there was like a Clannad thing where Tomoyo was like the canon girl in a way. Granted though, like they never really had a kid. I don't think they had a kid during that time. But he was just together happy with his Tomoyo girlfriend. Which is cute. And technically Higurashi kind of does something like that too. Where Higurashi they have a different route for every girl. Like Reina goes crazy. Shion goes crazy. I forgot what Shion's sister's name is. It's always interesting to see the like how they do it, where they have the alternative routes. There we go. Down a separate layer. Honestly though, I think it's I feel like maybe I haven't followed any romance in a while, but I haven't seen like any romance that stuck out to me. But then again, it's been a while since I read a manga since I've been really busy. I used to follow Atsumare, but Atsumare ended. I'm kind of curious how that. I was thinking about that one manga, the one where or Manga Dex, but I forgot Manga Dex is no longer that good. Thank you for the raid, Fruit Moonfrost. Oh, dog barking. We were talking about manga. Orimo had routes. Yeah, Orimo had routes too. But I think like the thing is like the anime, because it was based off a light novel at first, and the light novel literally had him basically getting together with like the Kuroneko, right? But then like it ends with him getting together with Orimo, whatever her name was. Let me go shout you off, Moonfrost. How you been? How it goes to art? Crazy. I've been going crazy with the art. I've been drawing so much. How have you been? What were you up to? Let me check. Moonfrost. Sinking City? What's Sinking City? There's some good side stories. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting if like Orimo gets a remake. I think Orimo's old enough right now that people would be nostalgic for it. But I wonder if people would like to see an Orimo remake. I liked Orimo. I would say like season 1 was kind of like slow-ish, but I think season 2 was pretty fast and fun. There was a lot more comedic moments. It was kind of like Minamike. Like in Minamike, season 1 and 2 and 3 were really good, but there was like one whole season that wasn't like fast at all. Kaneko's cute. Yeah, Kaneko. I remember Kaneko. I don't know who I was. I was more for the Yandere girl. I forgot what her name was. It was Orimo or Kirino's friend. Call of Cthulhu mystery shooter game. That sounds interesting. That's an interesting mix. Is it a new game that came out recently? I feel like I've heard of it before, but I don't know. It sounds familiar-ish. Rewatching it, as long as I don't watch that specific OVA. Which OVA is it? Is it the one where Kuroneko died? No. I don't know what happened to the OVA. I actually only watched the main anime season 1 and season 2. He gets together with his little sister. He rejects all the girls just to get with his little sister. I finished the volume and it ended in some side stories. Oh, that makes sense. It was made in 2019, but they remastered it. Oh, interesting. I think I've seen another VTuber playing it. It looked really fun. I feel like we don't get enough like Cthulhu-like games, especially in the RPG sense. You would think that there would be a lot more games exploring like the outer gods, right? The ancient ones, as they say. But the only one I could think of from the top of my head is Darkest Dungeon. It would be really fun if they made more games like that. But I think Darkest Dungeon is like... Darkest Dungeon 1 was the one that people know about, but the Darkest Dungeon 2 came and gone really fast. It didn't help too that Darkest Dungeon 2 came out on Epic Game Store first and did not release on Steam for like a good 2 or 3 years. It's like, oof. You're saved. OVA kind of changed the series quite a bit. Really? What happened to OVA? I don't know if I'll ever watch it because it's been a while. But what happened to OVA that like, did he get together with Kirino? Like, actually get together with her? Get together. Also, my dog's barking. Give me a second. It's hard to actually make a game with any stakes due to how big the concepts are. I mean, it could be like Darkest Dungeon where everything is always hopeless. Like, I like how Darkest Dungeon approached the whole ancient ones, where they are literally gods and stuff, and you can, like, interact with them. Also, has music been off this whole time? I just saw it in my mic settings. But yeah, the Darkest Dungeon, like, literally, you look like you're defeating a god, but you're just continuing the cycle. I don't know about number 2, but it was literally a cycle of hopelessness and pain. They have a Sherlock game based on our Lord and Savior Cthulhu? I don't know about Lord and Savior. That sounds pretty cool. Do you have to solve like Cthulhu mysteries? It could be like Niarco. You guys remember Niarco? Kamehameha! 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 Bran! Bran! Niarco. Da. Niarco was a really fun story, but I feel bad. Like, they had only 3 seasons. Oh, and I remember her VA died. Sad. But yeah, Niarco was really fun. Sorry it wasn't ads, but indeed the MC goes around rejecting everyone individually. Goes for Kirino, but only for the summer? That's crazy. I mean, technically that's how the ending happened too in the regular anime. The regular anime, he basically rejected all the girls, and then like he does a fake wedding with Kirino, but then they go back to being just brother and sisters. They're like, okay, we got that out of our service or system. They kiss each other. Yep, that's our system now. Yep, all done. All right, let me get some references for this one. Okay. So who was gonna be? This is gonna be the mute monkey. Character 1. Character 1 is the mute monkey. So it's the sheep girl. Okay. You have a good night. All right, you take care. Have a good one. Yeah, get some rest. I know the computer burns people's eyes. I thought that was an OVA. No, there was a whole season 2. And like he actually is like at the beginning of season 2 when Kirino leaves, he's already dating Kuroneko. And they're like, because like they they redid the ending of the first season. Like season 1 made it so like Kirino stayed, right? But then like in season 2 they started off showing that Kirino actually left. And during that time when she was away, he gets together with Kuroneko, and you know, Kuroneko and him are dating, but then like Kurino comes back and he's like, "I'm sorry, Kuroneko, I have feelings for my sister." And then like he's living on his own, right? And then like Kurino keeps coming by. He's like, "Man, I have feelings for my sister." But then his sister's friend comes by and is like, "I love you," and he's like, "Man, I have feelings for my sister." And then like she beats him up. And then there's like the best friend is like, "I also like you." He's like, "Man, I really have feelings for my sister." And then she's like runs off and is like, I thought we could be different." And he gets married to his sister. What a weak author. He should have committed to the harem ending. I don't know if he wanted a harem ending. He really wanted him to get it together with his sister. I don't think there was a harem ending at all. He was like, "I really like my sister," and then they have a whole pseudo wedding, and then like after they kiss each other at the wedding, he just like, you know, goes back to being brother and sister with her. He's like, "Yep, that happened. We did it." He doesn't get back to Kuroneko? No, he doesn't even get back together with Kuroneko. Or I think Saori was just there. I don't think Saori ever had feelings or ever got involved, but all the girls got involved with him except for Saori. Saori just was there. She just existed. I think she had feelings in a way, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to get involved with this." Bro, with Scorched Earth? Yeah, he rejected every single girl just to get with his sister. Oh man, that was hilarious. He really liked his sister. But I think it's interesting. I feel like we'll never get another anime like Oremo Imoto. Because we're in the isekai age. I think back then there was like a big push for like these rom-coms. And there was like a lot of rom-coms back then. But I think nowadays people are pushing for the isekai. We have so many isekai stories coming out. Thing is too, like the author of Oremo also made the one about the hentai artist. What's her name? Let me see. I forgot what it was called, but it's the one where the little sister is draws for hentai, and the brother is the writer or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Iromanga Sensei. I don't know if Iromanga Sensei ended. Did she even have feelings for him? I don't know how this one went. Like I know like he was helping her with a lot of things, but I think they were like more brother and sister than Oremo was. Also, they had like the really cute girl that had drills. Man, drills. Iromanga Sensei. It's kind of slowing down. I don't know if it's slowing down. I've been seeing a lot of isekai, but then again, that's Webtoon, so Webtoon's full of it. But there's always like another fantasy story that's been coming out. Maybe they're just going for fantasy now. But yeah, there was like a big isekai craze, and everybody like stopped making the rom-coms, and they went focused on that isekai, that juicy isekai goodness. Granted, I think too, like a lot of isekai stories never really finish. There was some that really interested me, like the one that the one where the main character was the reason the hero got by, but then like when he got kicked out of the party, the hero's party like just couldn't handle it anymore. Oh, and then there's like Redo Healer. Do you guys remember Redo Healer? That was like pretty big for a while because of like the scenes in this show. Redo Hero is pretty funny reading the manga, but I feel like it lost kind of traction because like you kind of lose that. It's kind of like Goblin Slayer. Like Goblin Slayer had a crazy start because of all the scenes that happened at the very beginning and the brutality of everything, but it kind of like it started tapering off and becoming more tame as time went on in a way. And that's what I think happened with Redo Hero or Redo Healer. They still had like some of those scenes, but the main character was still, you know, yeah, he was crazy. Went for the same ending? I don't know. I'm kind of curious if Iromanga Sensei ended. I had to check out Iromanga Sensei. I heard it was really cute and probably funny, hypothetically. Did it end? 13 volumes? Production from 2017? I think it only got one season of the anime. The manga ended at 2021. Interesting. What about the light novel? Light novel ended in 2022. how did Iromanga Sensei end, dude? Iromanga Sensei, the great teacher elf, Yamada cooked meal of pure love. Let's see. I mean, I think everybody liked the emoto in that one. She's pretty cute, but I haven't followed it. Oh, that reminds me. Do you guys remember that one manga or that one story with the shield girl? I really liked that one, but I haven't really kept up with it. You guys know what I'm talking about? I really like the shield girl. Let me see. What was that called? Shield girl anime. Here we go. Bufuri. I really like that one. I thought it was really cute. How she's like picking up skills and then she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat these monsters. I got the devour skill. And she has like high defenses. I mean, it's very unlikely, unrealistic, really. Like, she's not even a min-maxer. I imagine like people in the RPG community would see that and be like, I'm gonna try to push her build. It's not very realistic, but I think it's charming because I like how cute the main girl was. I think she even gets like a small party. I think she like teams with an assassin character, a rogue character, but I haven't seen much of it because like the manga was what I read from, but the manga didn't really update that much, so I didn't really get to get much. The anime I think got further than that. She looks cute. Yeah, I love Maple. She's so cute. Like, look at her. Is she not the cutest like paladin? I would also be like her and wear a shield. I remember it, but never cared. I get that. It's a very lighthearted story, so I don't think there was anything too serious. Speaking of which, though, Sailor Shield reminds me. Did you guys see the keynote for Final Fantasy 14? Keynote in Final Fantasy 14, new class coming, the Bastion. And I have to say, like, I knew it was gonna be like some sort of shield weapon, but the way they did it is pretty cool. Which is that you wear two shields. I love this dumb joke. Bashed on versus bashed off. Haha. Tank stands off. But it's basically like shields that they use as claws. So you're like a punching class. But then like it looks like you get a phase where you switch to gun, right? So you can see that there's guns on the back of the shield and you fire. It kind of looks like, in my opinion, the paladin rotation where you're alternating between your magic stance and your physical stance. So I think that's what's gonna happen because it looks like they're gonna have a range stance and a physical stance. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I wonder if off tanks are focused on staying, like keeping up uptime, while main tanks are gonna be focused. Like the thing is, like when they said main tank, I was imagining it's gonna be like counter, because like in what they showed in the preview in Evercold, I think it was like a couple years ago, or not even a couple years ago, at the beginning of the year, was that like basically main tank will have like a counter stance where you use a skill and it does mitigation, but if you land the mitigation, you get a counter attack, which is what's supposed to differentiate it from the off tanks. But it looks like also along with it, I'm guessing that the main tanks will also have like range attacks from the look of it. Because technically, Dark Knight, Warrior, and Gunbreaker, Gunbreaker, funnily enough, they don't have any range attacks. They have their standard like range throw, but out of all of them, Paladin's the one that actually has a whole range combo between its Blade of Honor's Atonement, or not Atonement, Blades of Honor and Holy Spirit. So it'll be interesting. I think that's probably like something else to be able to differentiate the tanks. It looks like a lot of fun though. The idea of just wielding shields. I was under the impression that it was going to be like something related to Garlemald, right? I thought this was like going to be like Imperial, sort of like how the Reaper was part of Imperial. But apparently this is more like related to piracy. I think it was like they were saying the Northern Seas was where most of the Bastions like trained. So pirates. But it looks really cool. I'm kind of curious to see what the other class is going to be now, because like I know they said this is going to be like original Final Fantasy 14 class. So there's not going to be this is not a class that's based on other games, but I wonder if there's going to be another one too. Like in the previous one, like Viper, you could really see how they pulled from Zidane, right? With the Twin Blade attacks. Then there's like Pictomancer, which is pulled from Realm from Final Fantasy 6. So it's interesting. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait till it happens. It's gonna be like all the way in January before we before we get more, but right now the keynote's going on, and I want to see what happens. I really need to like catch up on Final Fantasy 14. There might not be a lot of stories I like to keep up with, but one story I always want to keep up with is Final Fantasy 14. I really like the story of Final Fantasy 14. Makes you really feel like main character syndrome. Look at me, chat. I'm the Laphel. The thing is too, with that whole Bastion, where is it? With the Bastion class, I can't wait to be a Laphel with these really, really big shields running around and my shield guns. It's gonna be really cute. It's sort of like a Dark Knight or Laphel that's running around with a really big sword, twice his size. That's literally gonna be me, Bastion, Laphel. It helps too that I usually play tanks in Final Fantasy 14. I'm usually the tank player. Look at me, I'm tank. I got the aggro now. Look at me, I got the aggro. Shirks you. There's a lot of games to play. I feel like I have a lot of things I want to do. There's just never enough time. Never enough time. Unless I make it into stream content, which I was kind of planning to do with Final Fantasy 14. I was thinking like, in order for me to catch up, I could always do the story quests on stream. That way I can justify playing the game. Swords need to be 10 times the size? Yeah. I would say it's work related now. If I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 on stream, it's now officially work related. That way I could get some time into the story and try to chip away at it. Aren't you ever behind on the games? I'm super behind on everything at this point, so. But you know what? This is my channel. I get to do what I like. That's the convenient thing about being the streamer. Time to not finish games. I'm gonna just be like a Hololive girl, never finishing games. Except for Narissa. Narissa's been finishing up a lot of games. I'm surprised she actually went all the way through Ocarina of Time. And she's playing through Skyward Sword, I think? No, she's doing Wind Waker right now, which is really cute. There we go. I really do want to catch up on Final Fantasy 14. It would be really fun to also catch up on the Raid series. So, but my schedule is like really full as it is between the arts, right? Like I have too much art streams already, but then like if we have Minecraft Wednesday and we have Tomodachi's on Friday, right? And we only have 2 days for games, and one of those has to go to Final Fantasy 14. And then we also have Andy and Lele, and we have Library of Runa. Have you played the new Hololive game? Yeah, it's really good. I haven't been able to play it a lot, sadly, so I'm still on chapter 5. But I'm so glad they have a system in there that allows you to like push more stamina into the songs. That way you don't have to play 10 songs, you can just play one song, but get like 10 times the rewards. But I really like it. I really do like the Hololive rhythm game. It's been a while since I've been playing a rhythm game. Though it does suffer from like having to play using like small phone. I was kind of considering learning to play on my iPad, that way I could use all 5 fingers for it. But yeah, I've seen people like show some things in the later stories, like the later unlocks, and it actually looks really fun. No sweep? I mean, there's auto, but it's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm game. If you're playing a rhythm game and you want to just sweep the rhythm part, then you're probably not playing the rhythm game part. But yeah, it's really rhythm game. Like, I understand it with a game where you have to get like, what's it called? Like, say, resources like Grand Blue, but at the same time, I don't know. Feels weird to just skip the part of the game that's the main part. There we go. I mean, you can want to sweep to use the energy on things you mastered. I don't know about that. Like, there's always like pushing scores and stuff when it comes to rhythm games. There's a reason like a lot of times people play the same songs over and over until they get really good at it, you know? I mean, it depends on what your goal is with it, but if you're playing a rhythm game, usually you like to push your score and get like bigger numbers and try to get better at like playing the song. Now, I don't think sweep function would work in a rhythm game, but they do have an auto function, but I haven't really used it because the gameplay part is fun, which is the rhythm part. I guess like there is some sort of resource system in there, but the thing is like I don't know. It's like basically just level up stuff from just playing the songs. So I guess if you're grinding materials, but I don't know. It's like, are you grinding for the materials or are you just playing the game? I mean, it's like if you play Project Diva or say Guitar Hero, you don't just play the song once and be done with it. You know? That's the way I see it. But I could be wrong. I don't know what rhythm gamers think. Rhythm gamers could have a completely different mindset than me. Because I know when I play Guitar Hero, I like going back to the same songs and just like keep playing them and getting better and better at them, especially at a higher difficulty. The only thing that resources do is just like power up your score and you get bigger numbers from your score. But yeah. Here we go. If I'm not wrong, this is a gacha. It is indeed a gacha. It's 100% a gacha. But it's a gacha in the same sense of Love Live, where your gacha cards just push scores. I normally play it for the event things. Yeah! I don't think the event currency, or what's it called, it has a really good free currency market though. You don't really get that many rolls, but... I'm playing this for the rhythm part more than I am the gacha part. Though the girl outfits are very cute. I won't lie. I really want the Bay outfit. That Bay outfit's super duper cute. They have different incentives to do energy systems compared to standalone games. I think that's the thing though, because like in regular games, you want to skip those things because they're chores, right? But in like a rhythm game, you don't necessarily like have to skip it. You can if you want, I suppose, but like that's the main gameplay because it's so engaging. Because like it's like in a game like say like Grand Blue or Blue Archive or Genshin Impact, when you're grinding for relics or XP tickets or angel wings in Grand Blue, right? You're often like press autoplay and leave it alone. But like I said, it's like you play usually rhythm games for the rhythm part. Though I don't like that there's an energy constraint to it. I think the energy constraint should only be for rewards. Actually, maybe that's the case, actually. I never really tried it without it. I think actually the only way you get rewards is if you have energy, but you can still play the rhythm part without it. And you can still score higher because of it. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I think the energy is actually only for the reward section. I never tried it without it. I was always under the impression you can't play it because Cinderella Girls had the same thing where if you run out of stamina, you couldn't play another song. But I think in this game, based on how it's built, just thinking about it because like the option for it was just talking about rewards. I'll have to try it next time I play it, but I think the game actually allows it. Can someone jump onto their Hollow Dream to check really quick to see if you need stamina? I could just play it really quick. I could use a little break. Maybe I could do one song. Actually, I'm kind of curious what girls I have. All right, maybe a really quick check. A really quick check. How much battery do I have? Oh, 7%. I need to charge this. Give me a second. You know, Alan needs a break. Sometimes he just needs to, you know, he needs to just freak it. He needs to freak it. He's turning off his brain at this moment. Let me see. Where's my charger? What? There we go. And then I attach it here. Alright, we'll do like I'm gonna try to use up my stamina and see, but I'm also gonna check what girls I have. Because every day they give you a different like girl that you can unlock. Like yesterday I got Hajime and Sora. Oh, I probably shouldn't be listening to the song. You guys can listen to it too! I'm forcing it upon you. I can't play this on the PC though, because the game is really hard on PC. Let's see. Domo. Let's see. I got Nene and Raiden for today, so... Nene-chi! Let's see. I'm gonna use up all my stamina and see if I can still play a song afterwards. Da-da-na-na-na-na. Da-da. Say that. Let's do this one. You guys get to listen. Let's see. Boost is sufficient. Okay. So I really think that the boost is just the stamina system is just related to item usage. Because I don't think I think you can still play a song. I'm gonna use all my stamina at once and see. Because if you can still play without getting items, that would still be nice. So you can push scores and stuff. Hee hee. Everyone. I need to get better at this game. I'm trying to like relearn my rhythm playing. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear the song? I'm playing it close to the mic. I'm getting copyrighted. I can't see chat. I wonder. I can't see what if chat's saying they can hear it or not. Do you think the song is copyrighted? I mean, it's a Hololive original. Da, da, da. I saw something pop up in chat, but I can't read it. Don't say anything bad while I'm doing this. Na 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 na. Oh, I dropped my combo! Ah! Yay! No full combo. Alright, let me test it out. What I mean is if there's a stamina, it should be easy to use since you're forced to do it constantly. Even if the gameplay is fun, it could be a bit draining. But that's why you could use all your stamina at once, so you could do one song. And they even have an auto ticket. It's not necessarily a suite, but yeah. There's still some quality of life stuff to it. Alright, let me see if I can play a song still. Let's try... Let me see, Kanade. Fuomoko. Let's see, what song do I want to try? I'll press random. Sure. Wait, no, let's see if I could actually get a score. I want to see if I could get a score on. Can I do this on hard? Expert? Maybe I'll try this on expert. Skibbity bibbity. Is there a membership? Yeah, there's membership for here. Here we go. Current life boost is set to this amount. Oh, okay, so let me see. So what if I set it to 0? Current life boost is set to this amount. Start the live anyway. Okay. Oh yeah, you can still play the game if you have no stamina. So the stamina really is just for rewards. I wonder if you still can score with it though. Let me see. That's pretty convenient though. It doesn't stop you from playing the game if you want to just do the rhythm part. Skibbity bibbity booba. Oh, this song's intense, but I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna focus to get it clear. Ah! My combo! Skibbity bibbity booba! Ah! Oh, this is a fun song though. I would love to get better at this one. Oof. Let me see if my score saves. Now that I've done this without stamina. Yeah, your score still saves. Interesting. Looks like though, if you want to score for high scores, you need to have stamina for it. But it does save for progress towards your normal song goals. That's interesting. Wait, what's 431? Total 431? Oh, 431 is in my character score. Interesting. Alright, that was fun. But I'm enjoying the rhythm game part. I haven't been able to do the story as much because it requires me to buckle down and just like charge through the story, but yeah. How's it going? Played Osu to test out my new drawing tablet and I'm addicted. I heard Osu's pretty good. I haven't given Osu a try. I'm not very good with like the pen tablet. I'm better with my fingers. Hey Netsoso! But yeah! It turns out you can indeed play the Hololive game with no stamina. Unless you're aiming for hard scores. If you're aiming for high scores on ranking, then yeah, you can't. But I would 100%, after experiencing Cinderella Girls, 100% do not ever aim for high score. Because high score is very dependent on the gacha. Just enjoy the rhythm part and enjoy the story part of the game, really? Like, in Cinderella Girls, I've seen how crazy people can be with their cards. Gacha score isn't always pushing it. I think the nice thing about Osu though, Osu is like completely community run, so every like chart on the Osu is made by a player, so they don't have the same limitations of like a rhythm game. That's what I was talking about with the Holodori, the Holodream game, is that I'm really surprised that they actually have all these songs that are cover songs, because usually those would be like pricey out the butt just to add them to a game. I know Cinderella Girls didn't have any cover songs. They were all just original songs. Don't know about Love Life, but I think Love Life also had that same situation where all the songs were just original songs. I played Just Dance, it was addicting. Ah, to get the best score. Yeah, but hard songs are frustrating, yeah. I feel that. I know my friend is better at something like Dance Dance Revolution, but I won't lie, because Dance Dance Revolution requires your whole body. I'm not good at it, but I imagine if I learned to play Dance Dance Revolution, I could get better at it. Kind of like how I got better at the Holodori game and the other rhythm games, right? But it's so exhausting because like you have to use your whole body as the controller. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the Holodori game. Oh, I just realized the thing is... Here we go. I had to push some stuff around. I hope the game survives. I'm always scared of a gacha game like this, because like gacha games usually come and go. But I hope the Hololive fandom is like strong enough that they're willing to wail for their waifus. I am depending on the Hololive community to keep this game alive for as long as possible. Because I want to see Hololive Justice in here. Where's my GG and CC combo? GG CC combo. GG CC madness. Auto Fister. I need to do DDR. Yeah. Do you play DDR in the what's it called? The arcade? I know my friend, they play DDR at home because they have it on their PS2. But I don't think there's been a release of DDR lately. I know like there's like the community ran DDR, which is like sort of like Osu, where it's made by the community and they're the ones making the beat maps and everything for it. But I don't think there's been an official DDR release in home for a while. Used to be like a lot of them too on the PS2 GameCube era. I remember like there was a Mario DDR, and I remember there was like the standard DDR, but I don't think I've seen one as of late. Could be wrong though. She kind of looks naked though, because like, you know, the fact that her whole body is being blocked. There's arcade in town. I feel stupid doing fun adult. Yeah, just don't ever mind. Just be the fun adult you want to be, which is that you play DDR, you know? I want to get better at DDR, but sadly, it's very physical. I need to exercise more. Exercise stream coming soon. Remember that exercise stream I owe you guys? I think the nice thing about the Holo Dory game too is it came out in English. Cinderella Girls was only in Japan. Love Live had a second release, but the thing is that game did really poorly and ended service really quickly, which I was kind of worried about for this one. But I'm glad the game looks like it's doing well. For now, at least. I think the Hololive fans are carrying it, but we'll see how long it lasts. I'm holding out. It becomes popular. There we go. I'm sure you'll get around to it and beat Dark Souls 2 on a DDR pad. Blech. I can't imagine doing something like that. Even playing just Dark Souls by itself seems difficult. Went to Japan and they had a DDR machine and now I'm addicted. Nice. You should buy one and bring it home. Have a whole DDR machine in your house. Every man's dream is to have its own arcade. If I was to have my own arcade, I want to get those Pokemon games that's only in Japan. Like, it's like the Pokemon Go kind of thing. But then when you capture the Pokemon, you get to keep the card and you can use it for battling. It's like, why has... Like, I get that American arcades are no longer as big as they used to be. But I imagine like things like this are really cool that I wish they had it here. Oh wait, I just realized she needs to have her ears covered. Like, she's already blind, she's muted, so she needs to have her ears covered. Let's see, like little earmuffs. Something like this. Hibbity bibbity booba. Hibbity booba. Do you think that Hollow Dory, since it's released during summer, will have enough time to make swimsuit characters? Every gacha game right now is doing its swimsuit arc, except for the ones that are like desynced with their updates, like say like Blue Archive, since they're desynced right now. But I know like Grand Blue is doing their swimsuit thing. I imagine Fate Grand Order is doing it. I think Genshin Impact is having their summer event right now. Is it too late for us to have our summer event? Alright, let me see. This sketch is done for Pokey. Let me go save it. Pokey thumbnail. Is showing off their fest characters? Ah, wait, is it already fest time already? I feel like it only just was recently. That was fast. Summer never ends, yeah. Or unless you're Grand Blue and you have summer swimsuits in winter time. I always thought it was funny whenever they have the winter swimsuits. Because the swimsuit units always do so well that they do it both in the summer and in the winter now. I think like Bea was like one of the first swimsuit units to do summer stuff or winter stuff. All right, let me send this to the client. Here's how the sketch came out. Anything need revising? Live is tomorrow, then a bit till fest. I see. That's still pretty quick. That's pretty quick. But then again, it's probably been a month already. I feel like it's like Granblue, where Granblue has their fest every month. I imagine Blue Archive probably has a fest every month. But I had to delete Blue Archive to download Holodori. I'm not downloading Blue Archive again. If I download it, it'll have to be on my PC. But for some reason, the PC version of Blue Archive is massive. Like, I lost like 20 gigabytes of space compared to my phone. I think on my phone it was like 12. But that's still pretty big. Alright. Fog Knight and Auxilia. Shoko. Okay. Flowery. Facing off. Okay. And this one's for the last gas station game playthrough. I want something I could add numbers to for a playthrough. I added a picture for the game page. The game is about creepy things like aliens happening. So just gas station. I like a little alien cat. Okay. Interesting. Let's try this one first. I could start inking though. These are due on the 29th. Today's the 25th. So I have 4 days of wiggle room for that. One of my friends coloring the bus. If not, then I'll have to finish that up this evening. Then I could always start. We could always like ink. I'm trying to think of what my process should be. The last fest was half a year ago. Wasn't the fest just for Avisu and Kay? Was that not just recent? I felt like that was just very recent. Unless that wasn't a fest. I thought it was a fest because it had double rates. But that's global? Is global on a global is on a different schedule. We'll do the mecha one. The Fifi one. The stupid sexy Fifi thumbnail. Okay. Wrong side. This should be on the left side. Because I'm left-handed. I bet you guys are wondering why I always put my references on the right side. It's because I'm left-handed. So whenever I'm drawing, I try to keep the reference on the right side. That way I'm not covering up what the reference look like. Pro tip. Think about what your hand placing is. It's only about to get the part 2 of the story. Interesting. Which characters are coming out with this fest? I probably won't play it, but I'm kind of curious. I really did it for the Artsu and K. Unless it's Yuka. Is it Pajama Yuka? Is Pajama Yuka getting released? I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for Pajama Yuka. Just to roll until I get her. You still don't know? Oh, are you talking about Japan Fest? Or not Japan, Korea Fest? Like on the original version? So they're actually completely new characters? Pandemonium? Interesting. Okay. Japan Fest. So the actual fest, not the we waited 6 months for this fest. So we know. Interesting. Interesting. So it'll be a while before we actually get it here. It's more like 3 months nowadays. Oh, I see. Because I thought it was going to be like Granblue, because Granblue has its monthly festival, which is that every month they have rate up, so it goes up to like 6% instead of 3%. And it's usually like a limited character banner. It's been a while since I played Granblue. Let me see what the new character looks like in Granblue. I'm kind of curious what the swimsuit units look like this year. I need to go Awuga. Interesting. Oh, this is Bleach related. Oh, they have their Bleach collab. Dual units. You know, I never really cared for when Granblue started adding dual units. At first it was a fun concept when you have like Lancelot and what's his name together, but I feel like they've been overdoing the dual units. And sometimes I wish some of the dual units would be single units. No swimsuit units? Okay. Atman? I don't know who Atman is. But Osiris? Did Osiris get a get a cute anime girl version? Because I remember Osiris. Oh, interesting. Oh, Osiris was in a raid, but they decided to make her into a summer character. Wow, she's very pretty. Yukata. She's very pretty. Who was the swimsuit character though? We're in the Yukata phase. Unless this was the swimsuit unit, but who's Atman? Wait, no, Atman is another raid. Oh, ooh, they're turning all the raid characters into what's it called? Well, they've been doing that. Last time it was the dragons, but I think the dragons were more interesting of a characters than the high level raids here. Let me see. Is this the summer unit? Meg and Mari? Wait, is that actually Meg or is that Mari? Mari has a suit? That's interesting. Formal. Europa? That was in June. Yeah, I guess that's the swimsuit unit. I'm actually surprised that there's only 2. But then again, I guess we had some of them in the... Oh, no, here we go. Here's Notice. Interesting. I wonder who Notice is. She's very pretty. No, is she a swimsuit unit? She doesn't look like a swimsuit unit. Oh, she's just a regular unit that has an outfit that looks like a swimsuit. New EO. New EO just dropped. Interesting. So what's this? Is this like EO, just an SSR EO? Interesting, so it's not Grand EO. Oh yeah, I forgot Full Metal Alchemist had a collab with this game. Okay. I mean, I guess like there's only 2 summer swimsuit units that came out. And it was like Atman and Osiris, but Osiris is more Yukata. They do usually a swimsuit for... They used to like... They do 1 swimsuit unit, then they do 1 Yukata unit. Interesting. Interdasting. Oh, Granblue. I'm really surprised that Granblue has lasted as long as it did, but I'm happy that it did. If I still had the time that I did, I would commit it to Granblue, because I feel like Granblue is like a forever gacha game, but it's also a forever grinding game. If you think the grind in like Hoyo games are bad, imagine Granblue. I mean, like the thing is, you're not grinding in Granblue for like what's it called, skill percentage or anything like that. You're grinding for weapons, and they're usually at low drop rates, basically. It's hard to say like which is the better option. Would you rather get like something that's mediocre, but you know, still you could use to build something with, or would you rather like have a very low drop rate on a weapon that you need? Because technically, like in Genshin Impact, even though you have to like keep like redoing the trials just to get a better and better percentage on your critical hit, it is like you still get like some pretty good gear along the way that you can like be satisfied and still complete stuff with it. But Granblue, if you want to build a grid, you have to get every single weapon uncapped, fully skilled up. So it's hard to say which is the better option. But I do miss my Granblue. I feel like it's been so long that I'm losing track of all the characters in there. Like whenever I see a new character in Granblue, it's like, do I remember this character? But I do remember Osiris. I think they're the tier 3 raids, the raids after the dragons. Which are interesting because I remember like those raids actually don't contribute any good weapons. You want to use the... I think like nowadays, especially for free-to-play players, you want to go with the high level Magna, which is basically the next level of the base weapons. I don't play gachas with RNG gear. I get that. I feel like a lot of games have their own RNG into it though. It may not be in the gear, but it's somewhere else. RNG is forever. It kind of reminds me... What was it? I think there was like a game I was reading where the developer says we don't like to have FOMO in our game, but then you look at their game and it has a lot of FOMO experiences. I forgot what game it was, but I was like, we don't like FOMO in our game. But I was like, wait a second. Wait a second, hold on there. It's like that. There we go. But I never really cared for the... I hate how like the Hoyo games have become more popular with their gear stuff. I feel like every game does the skill percentage gear. Hey Fenner, how you doing? You missed it. I was playing Holodori earlier. It was fun. I did a break. I did what song did I do? Skibbity bibbity booba. I did it on expert, so I learned without me, yeah, without you. I learned that you could actually still play songs in the game without having stamina. The stamina is mostly just for the reward system. So if you want to get more rewards or you want to get the materials you need need to play using stamina. But if you're just aiming to play the song and just try to push scores, you can always just do it without it. So that's good to know at least. So if I feel like playing a rhythm game on the go and I just want to do something short, and I could just pull it out. That's normal for rhythm games, really. I remember Cinderella Girls back then. You couldn't play a song without stamina, but that was like over 10 years ago by now. Actually, oh my gosh. Wait a second, that is over 10 years ago. Is that game still in existence? I wonder. Cinderella Girls Gacha game. What's the name? Miku does it? Ah, maybe they changed it then. Is that... Oh, Starlight Stage. Here we go. Yeah, Starlight Stage is still in service. 10 years is a great run, but I'm sad. I've played the game since 2016. I've known the game in Twilight years for a while, but somehow it still feels unexpected and expected. The game was my intro to Idolmaster. Oh. Wait, is it changing? Is it going out of service? Oh, I see. They're basically not updating the game anymore. The game is still here, but the game is like, let's see, Starlight Stage. Oh, end of service. This was 1 year ago. So end of service last year, and they removed a lot of cover songs. I hope that doesn't happen with the Idolmaster or Hololive game. Was Rage of Bahamut on live support too? Dang. What about the Million Live one? I know Million Live been up for a while. Million Live Gacha game. They also have a rhythm game, but what happened to that one? Theater Days, that's what it's called. Let's see. Theater Days. Is this game still up? Shut down in January 2028. Or 28. January 28th. Dang. Ah, it's so sad. What does Idolmaster have now? Oh, that's sad. Oh, I love Idolmaster, but Idolmaster really blundered it. What gacha game are they doing now? Updated 20... Wait, it says here it's updated 2026. Is this a different one? Idol Master Million Live... Shadasu? Shada Days? Shada Days? It says here the game shut down though. Or am I looking at the wrong game? Oh, it's shut down in Korea and Taiwan. Okay. But it's still going in Japan. Okay. So that means Cinderella Girls is done. But Millions Live is still up. Interesting. Do they have any new gacha games now? Let's see. They have Pop Links. Is that the one with the boys? Oh, Pop Links is a puzzle game. Growing Stars? Which one's Growing Stars? Okay, that's the one with the boys. Yeah, the boy one was not gonna do that well. I'm sorry. Idolmaster boys. Happening location. What's happening location? Okay, this one's like old one. Song for Prism. Gakuken Idolmaster. Interesting. This one came out in 2024. It seems like it's an idol raiser. So it's kind of like Uma Musume, but with idols. Has this game came out? Game was released 2024. The game is in the... Its second mobile game is called 3.0 Vision. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting to see what happened to Idolmaster, which is a shame. I feel like nowadays too, like idols are pretty popular. It would be nice to see Idolmaster kind of break back through. I miss my old girls, Chihaya, Haruka, Yayoi, Iori. But I guess sometimes, you know, you just have to move on. I wonder if Love Live is doing anything though. What's up with Love Live? I don't know if anyone here is a Love Live fan. Has Love Live done anything lately? I'm kind of curious about Love Live now. What's Love Live up to? I know Love Live had that disastrous game launch, but beyond that... Love Live. I mean, Love Live was really popular for a while. Here we go. Ikuzu Live. Bluebird. Is that the anime or is that the game? Multimedia project. I think Love Live had the same problem too, because you really care for the original girls, but then like... you don't really care for the newer girls as much. Cinderella Girls and Millions Live kind of did it kind of well, because then you still like see a lot of different girls and they all have fun personalities. But when you have so many different girls, it's hard to find your favorite. There's a gap in the market for Alan's new idol game to release. Yeah, you're right! Idolmaster, but for K-pop fans. Yeah, K-pop got really popular, so here we go. Bushiro Tokimeki. Okay, here we go. 2015 based on Love Live. Tile matching game. Puzzle game. School Idol. Spin-off game. Festival. Miracle Festival 2. Oh, none of them came out. Let's see. This game has been stuck in Japan. Worldwide. Closed down in 2024. Hey. Dang. So Love Live. Thing is too, back when I was back in my university days, Love Live was really popular. Like people knew a lot about Love Live. Remember how I talked about how when I went to Anime Expo, like Idolmaster had a group meetup and then Love Live fans were there and they're like, Love Live better! Like there was a time because Love Live was much more popular thanks to the fact that it had a Western release. Idolmaster never had a Western release, and because of it, it suffered. And it was really funny too, because like in one of the anime expos I went to, there was a concert for the Idolmaster show, right? And it was a combination of Idolmaster, Love Live, and two other J-pop bands, right? And they do their checky. They do their like mics check, right? Where they do like a little yapping, they do some storytelling. And the Love Live, funny enough, had a full translation. They would have someone like speaking after them to translate it to everybody. But then like the Idolmaster one came on and then like they were speaking in full Japanese, but I couldn't understand a thing they said because they didn't do any translation thing. Like I love Idolmaster, but they were so behind on the time, that's for sure. Like Love Live had the advantage of being able to like, you know, actually think about their Western audience, but at the same time, I guess even Love Live fell. No more Love Live. It says here they're going to try to release the gacha game in the West, but I wonder if they're still going to do that. Hard to say, really. Especially nowadays, there's so much competition. Like, I feel like Hololive kind of fills in that gap, funny enough, when you think about it. But I feel like Hololive, I don't know if it's going to be good enough to survive a long decade. Because the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls did last 10 years, and that is a pretty good run for a gacha game when you think about it. At the same time, it's still closed down, so... Just to remind you guys, your favorite gacha games will eventually close down, no matter how popular. Grand Blue's days are numbered. There we go. Let me get some cottontail in here. Booba. Eyeball Booba. There you go. There is technically a chance for them to remake it into a standalone thing. I wish more companies do that, really. I feel like not enough companies do that. Because, like, if they remake the game and sell it for, like, $10, I'd be on top of that. I know, funny enough, despite the game not being that popular, Mega Man Redive did that, and it did really well. Even though people found out how really bad the game was. But yeah. They released it on Steam and they released a full version. I wish more games would do that. Because it's just another way to like double dip into your resources and like make money off of it. Even like Brave Exvius, even though it's not a full like one-to-one remake, the fact that they're reusing the assets is pretty good because they saved themselves on money and they can make money back. Like, I don't know. If I was a game company, I would be doing this more often. Reuse resources, get money back, because now you're no longer just selling the gacha, now you're selling a standalone game. Kingdom Hearts mobile game? Yeah. And they are plot relevant? Yeah. It's weird. It's an interesting thing because like you would think that would be like a good idea. Resource-wise, money-wise, and all that stuff, because you already have the full game made. Might as well just go with it. And I will never stop forgetting about Dragalia Lost, because Dragalia Lost was a very perfect example for that. Full story. They even completed the story before the end of service, where they actually gave it a conclusion. I sadly couldn't do it because it was during my university days. I don't remember. I was really busy during the time and I could not finish the gacha game, so I never got to finish up the story of Dragalia Lost. But I heard people really enjoyed how they ended it and felt it was like a good way to kind of say goodbye to it. I liked Dragalia Lost because it was like the closest thing we had to Breath of Fire. Even though it wasn't like a turn-based game, the fact that you get to transform into dragons, literally Breath of Fire coded. And I have to say, Naoki Saito has really good character designs. I really liked the way all the characters looked in Dragalia Lost. It's like a really big shame that it's now in Nintendo Vault, never to be seen again. If they make it into like a full console game, or like even just like release it on the digital store and just make it so like you can play it by yourself, that'd be fine. The game's even built to be played solo too. There's like a whole bunch of things with the like solo play in it, so that's why I'm so surprised. I always wonder about that game, like games too, like Limbus Company, because essentially if Limbus Company decides to go ahead into service, they have the full makings of a full game, right? And it could work out really well because it literally is just kind of Library of Runa with its progression. They could even keep the grind for the gacha because you could grind for all the characters already. Your Dragalia lost your chance. Shut up. What will happen with Blue Archive? I think it's interesting. I think Blue Archive is going to last a while, but who knows how they're going to approach the end of service. It would be nice if they do come out with a regular Blue Archive game. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, luckily, a lot of games nowadays aren't close to end of service. Like, look at Genshin Impact. But some games are. Speaking of which, have you guys seen, like, Star Savior? I saw a post by Gigi, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting back into Star Savior. Then Gigi did a post of her thumbnail, and then, like, my eyeballs flew out of my head. I was like, what? What? Gigi has that. Oh, that's cute. I never actually seen the video of that. I heard the song. I'm swimsuit ugly right now. Gigi is literally me. I was like, wow. Gigi is literally me for real, for real. What's Star Savior? It's basically like Honkai Star Rail, but your progression is like Uma Musume, where you have to raise the character through a campaign. And then you could use that character for other content. It was cute. I played a little bit of it. It was cute. But the thing was, like, it was super monetized. It had, like, 4 battle passes. I think it had, like, 2 standard battle passes and then 2 extra battle passes for, like gems and stuff. It's very generous, though. It was a generous for free to play. I was able to get a lot of characters really easily. But it's one of those games that you really need to get dupes in order for you to get the maximum like capacity of your character. But I always felt like the gameplay felt dry. Like, it was a turn-based game, but it was like one of those turn-based games where like you just want to press your skill every turn. You know what I mean? Like, there's no... It didn't feel like there was... Maybe it's because I was in the early game too, and like the bosses weren't too difficult yet, but it really did felt like just press every button on cooldown. There was like a burst mode to kind of toss things up, but there wasn't like resource management. It was just cooldowns. I feel like if you're going to do cooldowns, there has to be like more to it, right? Because like cooldowns really just boils down to just press button on cooldown. People love their gacha games. I found some sick fan art. It's Chakram Dancer. Oh, nice. Is it like someone from, like, say, Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy? Most gacha games are like that. I mean, like, a lot of gacha games are like that at the early game, but when you get to, like, harder bosses, you start seeing, like, at least a hint of the nuances to her, right? Sort of like in Granblue, even though it does have the cooldown system, you get to see the nuance of, like, oh, you had to time your guard skill, right? Or you have to time out, like, how you mitigate your damage. That way you can survive long term, or how can you burst past this phase, or in your 2.0 battle system, how do you guard? Star Rail, you have your skill point management, right? So you have to like, oh, I had to consider which skills I want to actually use, because if I use this skill, I won't be able to use this skill. If I need to heal, then I won't be able to use a shield next turn, right? But this game didn't really have much of that. It did have its bursts. Maybe it's because I was still doing early content, but even then, when I tried to play manually against one of the bosses, I couldn't really like make heads or tails of like how to manage like my cooldowns, because like, do I hold on to my cooldowns but then like I'm losing damage because then like my cooldowns aren't rolling? It's kind of like in Final Fantasy 14, because like in Final Fantasy 14 your whole rotation is based on your GCD, and your GCD must keep rolling, right? But I couldn't really figure out your timing on cooldowns per se on Star Savior, because I didn't know like, is it better to keep my cooldowns rolling, or is it better to like hold on to my cooldowns until a big thing happens? Star Rail is a good example with how insane power creep is. I mean, power creep is insane, but that doesn't like, you know, diminish what the core system is, which is the cooldown or the skill point management, right? Because like when you look down at the base game of the thing, there is a management system of how much skill points you use. And some characters give you more skill points, some characters use more than one skill point, right? That's what I mean. But on Star Savior, I couldn't necessarily see a system like that, where there's like some sort of management of your cooldown. It does in earlier points. I'm pretty sure, what's it called? In Star Rail, it's still like that. I mean, I guess you could argue that some characters give you infinite skill points, but yeah, that could be said about anything. So like in Granblue, you could have a character that give you multiple turns. But I'm just talking about the base system, like the base game system, right? Something that's like the players who are getting into the game will experience for sure, right? Like in Granblue, you would have to experience like, oh, 2.0 guard system or stuff like that. Star Rail, when you're starting out, you will experience the break system as well as the skill point management. Once you get different characters, it'll start changing up the game, but at the very beginning, when you have nobody, that's when you see the base game for what it is. I found the most important thing is definitely breaks. Yeah, breaks are very important for games, because you'll burn yourself out when it comes to it. You gotta play your game conservatively. But I think it's interesting, because I feel like I couldn't find that in Star Rail. It did have like a pretty flavor, which is the girls are very cute, right? But that's the same thing with Brown Dust. Brown Dust 2 also had like a much more intricate system with its management of characters, where you have to manage their positioning for their skills. Even though like later on you could do things like push and shove and all that stuff, you could see the base game, which is that you had to position characters in specific spots to hit certain enemies in specific spots. Sort of like Darkest Dungeon. New player will get super OP characters that make earlier patch battles way easier in Star Rail? I don't think they give you free characters in Star Rail. Are we talking about a different gacha game? Is there a free character in Star Rail nowadays? Can do it the same to you? Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. And I think the fun thing in Brown Dust 2 is when you shove one enemy into another enemy. That's always really fun. But I feel like that's just like, it's sort of like a manga. You gotta like show what you can do in the first few like minutes of the game, so the player gets like enticed. But yeah, I feel like I couldn't find that in Star Savior. It was a very pretty game, don't get me wrong, but I like my game to have some gameplay elements to it. I need some gameplay in my game. You don't need free characters when they're in the gacha? I mean, I'm talking about like the early game experience, because like like, OP characters will always exist in every gacha game, and there's no denying that. Every game will have its power creep. Are the most likely to pull? I still don't get what you're saying. Are you saying that, like, you're gonna, like, free characters, or are you saying that by luck? Because, like, that always will be the case, but even, like, in the beginning of the game, when you pull a 5-star, it's always substantially more powerful than a 4-star. Like, in Genshin Impact especially, like, if you get Mona, very powerful. Diluc has more damage, even though he's not the best of the 5-stars. Jean has really good healing, and also good burst potential. But if you get like a character from the later banners, then yeah, you'll be more powerful. But regardless, I think 5-stars are always just more powerful. But I think that's the same with mostly any game. Because I don't think any game like is safe from that. Will make battles too easy. I don't know, it depends. Because like even in Star Rail, like if you get like the latest banner character, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will be more powerful. It really depends. Because you might not have the kit for them, or you might not have the gear for them, you know? You might not have the setup for them. Right? Because in games like that, it's really dependent on your character composition. More than anything. And you can get away with just like 4-stars and all that stuff to kind of supplement, but you can also do that like with like regular things. Like when you think about it, like with Genshin Impact, going back on that, Bennett is a very good like attack up unit that's been kind of meta for the longest time, thanks to the attack up, you know? And he's an easier character to get compared to, say, the Archon of the next area. Plus, I guess the other thing too is gacha games aren't made to be difficult. I think the only difficult one I had played was, funny enough, Star Rail. Star Rail was actually surprisingly like, they put a lot of difficulty in the story mode itself, where you actually had to think about your battles. Especially if you like do the if you're doing story on pace, you'll struggle. I remember like, even when I was like catching up with the story, I was struggling to stay alive because there was so much damage going out. Compared to like say like Genshin or ZZZ, where if you do the story mission, the damage is astronomically nerfed compared to what they normally do, and you wouldn't have to worry about like dying. But Star Rail, you really have to like really pay attention. It's been a while since I played Star Rail. I wonder what's happening in Star Rail. Where are they up to? Are they in the new land again? How many new areas have there been since Peony? I don't know if I'll ever come back to a Hoyo game though. I was like, oh, maybe I should try another Hoyo game again. But I just thought about like the grind, and I was like, oh no, never mind. Oh, the grind, it's waiting for me, and I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me. I'm just gonna play my Holodori. My cute Hololive game. There we go. Wonder what like power creep is like in a rhythm game. I remember playing Cinderella Girls, and they had their multiplayer aspect, but I don't think I ever like cared about the power creep in a rhythm game. Because it does get you more points for rank battles and stuff. But I'm not really playing to get the better score. I'm just playing to play the songs. Just play casually. That's the secret to enjoying games. Play casually. Never open your wallet unless you want the waifu. Remember, waifu over meta. Never roll for meta. You'll be disappointed. There we go. The bigger games have bigger production values. Most tend to not be that good in terms of battle or combat. Or you talk about waifu. I think it depends. Smaller games have pretty good production values still. Like Limbus. I mean, like, would we consider Limbus a big game? I was gonna say like Brown Dust 2. Like, would that be considered a big game? Even that Speaky game that I saw with the Chibis, it looks like it has pretty good like production value. Story and progression? I mean, Limbus comes to mind, but then again, well, what are we considering a small game? Like, I guess it could be argued Limbus, Brown Dust 2, all that stuff. Then again, Brown Dust 2, I remember reading about it. Like, I enjoyed the story of Brown Dust 2 when it started off, but I heard that, like, as time goes on, Laphel, I think that's the main character's name, not me, ends up getting dropped as the main character, and you get the self-insert of the main character. Like, it's supposed to be the you self-insert who takes over. Right? And I'm like, I like Laphel. Is his name Laphel? I don't remember. Limbus isn't big? Yeah. And I think Limbus has a pretty good story and progression. Granted though, like, they don't go as fast as other games do. Let's see. Zentreya. Yeah, I heard like what's it called? People are really looking at the at Brown Dust 2 story and saying that it's very nonsensical right now. Not much to it. There it is. There you go. Does she have a jacket? He does have a jacket. I'm gonna do the jacketless version. Save myself some time. Have story and progression problems? Oh, not small one? Oh, I see. I wonder why that's the case then. You would think that would be the opposite way around. Maybe it's just because they're more for the money? Small ones also do? Then nobody's safe then. I mean, it's hard to say, because I think the thing is, like, story is very subjective. Story and progression. Because some people might like the progression of, say, Star Rail or Genshin Impact. I imagine some people like the systems. Somebody out there does. Somebody gets excited for their crit plus 1%. And who might say that they don't deserve to be happy for it? There we go. Just haven't reached the part yet. I've only done Laphel and Justia. Yeah, there's a part, spoiler, where the story completely shifts characters in a way. At least that's what I heard. I haven't played it myself. Which is a shame, because I like Laphel. I like how Lathel's whole motive and everything. Oftentimes when it comes to, like, a lot of gacha games, you don't really get to see, like, the main character have a motive as much times, because the main character is just a self-insert for you. You're the bus that drives the story, basically. You're also the Deus Ex Machina. Have you seen what happens to Laphel midway? I've only done the first arc, and I thought the first arc was really interesting, but as soon as we got to the next town, I was, like, less interested. I was like, oh. Go ahead and spoil me, though. I probably won't play the game. I know he becomes, like, a demon lord in a way. Because, like, there's a... They spoiled the game by showing you the characters that you can unlock, and you can see Demon Lord Laphel. It's like, okay, thank you, Gay, for spoiling me on that. Are just so big, they have to make a story very plain and simple, not to offend anyone? I guess so. That makes sense. I wonder if that's the same with NTE. What happened to NTE? You sure you want me to spoil? I'm okay with it. I'm probably not going to come back to the game. It wasn't like a, ooh, I gotta play Brown Dust too. It's just like, wow, these girls are sexy. Let me go roll for them. Wow, sexy girl. Okay, let's leave like this. There we go. Laphel dies in front of Justia, and then a bunch of Laphel clones start showing up. Interesting. I guess that's sort of like, wasn't that something that happened in the beginning? Like it was the clone of the sister? I don't remember. Maybe that's a different game. That's interesting. I mean, that's a lot more different than I thought I was going to go for storytelling, that's for sure. But then, like, who's the main... Like, who are you supposed to be in the story, the self-insert? Are you, like, some sort of, like, chosen one? Or, like... Like, I'm kind of curious. Interesting enough, it would be nice if they just focused on Justia to be the main character from there on. But I know they, like, self-insert you. I feel like a story does much better when they don't, like, self-insert the player protagonist into it. Like, I really like Tales of Crystoria's story versus, like, say, like, Grand Blue, because you got to see, like, the main character's motives and stuff. It's part of the cafe? Interesting. Because sometimes when it comes to characters who are just, like, not even, like, part of the story, they just, like, you know, like I said, they're the bus driver of the story, they don't contribute much. They don't have motives outside of, like, you know, being super good guy. But it's interesting to see, like, when a main character gets, like, conflicted because their morals are at stake. It's like, do I do this or not? Like, that's what I liked about Tales of Crestoria, because Kanata was his own character, and even though he was considered a sinner, he was at odds with the idea of fighting the army and the government, because that's what he realized, like, that's what he recognized for the most of his life to be good, right? So he became at odds, like, should we fight them or should we not? And oftentimes he avoided it, but then, like, one of his party members, I forgot what his name was, but he was like Devil Man. He would always, like, be itching to fight the army. Let me see if I can pull the Death CG. Oh, interesting. I'll take a look. But I think it's because Tales of Crestoria was designed to be a Tales game. It was designed to be popular too, but sadly, that game did not do well. What a shame. Bandai Namco with its games. Idolmaster, Tales of, Gacha games. Feels like they can't just land one good. But I liked Tales of Crestoria when it was out. Gameplay was definitely something that could be, you know, needing some improvement, because it was literally kind of like Grand Blue, where it was skill cooldowns and based on raids, and you had to, like, grind for weapons to build up your grid, basically. But I really enjoyed the story. I liked the characters. The characters felt very lively, motivated. They had their own motives and stuff. It never really felt like it was focused on too many things at once. And the cameo characters from other Tales games, whenever they make their appearance, it's always really interesting, because you're like, what kind of role do they play in this story? Because every character had a different role in the story than they did in the original game. Sometimes it can be, like, similar, like, say, Cress, who is similar in the sense that he's on a journey for revenge against someone, or it could be completely different. Like, I think in this game, Emile and Martha were brothers and sisters instead of lovers. Self-insert can be good as long as they are used well and are used to bring the potential. It depends, because, like, the thing is, sometimes, like, if the story can be driven without the main character, it becomes a question, like, if the main character is, like, needed, you know? Because if the characters get their motivations from each other, like, what's the point in the main character being there, in a way? Oftentimes, you see that with self-inserts, because self-inserts want to, like, you know, make sure that the player feels involved with it. But oftentimes, the one I can think of most is Chaos Zero Nightmare. I haven't played too much of that one, but in story, like, the self-insert main character is really, like, not very involved. I mean, technically they are, because of their ability to kind of, like, you know, I think their ability was turning back time or something. I don't remember what it was, but they don't really have, like, too much involvement with the story, because everybody else has, like, the powers and stuff. It's interesting. It really just depends. There you go. I mean, the thing is, too, self-insert in games is just as old as time. Like, when you think about it, characters like Link and Gordon Freeman are technically self-insert characters. It's just that in both of those games, like, the plot is kind of driven without them in a way. I mean, like, Link, you could say, is the main character of the story, but he really just, like, pushes the story forward, while in Half-Life 1, Gordon Freeman is literally the side character to everybody's actions. The one where the main writer quit? Or was fired? Is that the one you're talking about? I don't know which one is that one, actually. Listening, couldn't help but reading. No worries. You're never pressured to just talk in chat, you know? You guys could do what you need. I'm gonna yap regardless. Sometimes it's just good to listen to the yappening. What story are you reading? CZN? I don't know what happened with CZN, but I know they were recently like redoing the first chapter. So the first chapter is getting rewritten. I think Zentrea's head's a little too big. Okay. I haven't played CZ in a while. That game is cute and fun, and I love the card game in it. Really fun game, but I won't lie that it doesn't feel fun to play long term. Because you are just like at the hands of RNG, and runs are very long. It's a very time consuming game because it literally is kind of like Slay the Spire. So you have to like commit into a long run if you want to play that, especially for your dailies or weeklies. Too much time, yeah. It's a pretty fun game though. The gameplay very top notch, very good like card game mechanics. The deck building was pretty fun, but just to clear like your dailies and weeklies would take too long. It has to be like the only game you're playing if you want to do that. And I like the theming of it, the very dark kind of theme of it. Dork. Yesterday, you got to chapter 350. How many volumes have you read so far? Okay, now I just need Chippy Doki. I like how the many times I've drawn Chibi Doki, but I still haven't got a commission from Chibi Doki. Chibi Doki, I'm here. Look at me. Chibi Doki. I don't like gacha games too much? Yeah. Gacha games are okay. I think they're time killers. Look at Digimon Up. Man, Digimon Up is such a mess. It's hard to... Digimon fans are always having it hard to be a Digimon fan. You just want something good. You just want something juicy. They have like the Tamagotchi kind of lifestyle, but they never really do anything like that for the mobile. It's like, where's my pet raiser? I would love to play a pet raiser on my phone. I think it would be really nice too if there was a pet raiser on my phone, because then I don't have to carry like my Tamagotchis around and my V-pets. Unfortunately, they are better than a lot of live service games. I don't know about that. Even like something like say Overwatch or something like that, I would still say is kind of better, because it's, even though like, you know, because there's the competitive side and you can still play it kind of thing. But I feel like a lot of gacha games are, in my opinion, like auto games. They feel like you don't really want to engage too much with the game. You just want to collect the waifus mostly. There we go. Because I can't lie, like if I was to play a game like Overwatch, it would be a lot more fun than like playing a gacha game. Because usually in the gacha game I'm grinding for resources and I just press grind. At least with Overwatch, I get to play like a match with somebody else. And that's coming from someone that doesn't really care for Overwatch. Same with like something like Marvel Rivals. I would enjoy Marvel Rivals more. I don't know what Marvel Rivals is up to after the Captain America Giant Dong paid game that transitioned to free to play, then had the whole disaster with paid heroes. Yeah, but I'm talking about the game, the gameplay elements, and what you can do now in it. The fact that you can play it kind of free now, you know, it has this history. But if you don't like that one, then Marvel Rivals, how about that? You know. But yeah, gacha games, I would say, is usually, like, in my opinion, better as a time killer, but not really good as in, like, gameplay elements. Can't find a CG, but I found a video. I'll put a timestamp. Alright, I appreciate it. A gacha game, in my opinion, needs to have more gameplay elements if they want to hook me. But at the same time, it has to make it so the gameplay elements feel worth it, in a way. Because, like, sometimes, like, I would say, like, with CZN, even though... I guess, like, if I treat CZN kind of like Slay the Spire, I probably would enjoy it more, but it did still feel, like, overly gacha. Especially since a lot of characters are dependent on the gacha to unlock. I never looked into Rivals. Seemed not fun. It's pretty fun because it's very much not Hollow. It's pretty much Overwatch, but with like third-person shooter and similar class roles. But it's pretty much Overwatch. So if you enjoy like that hero-based kind of role shooter, then you'll enjoy it. And I had fun with that. Like I really did enjoy Overwatch back when I used to play it. Spoiler just in case. All right, I'll take a look at it later. Once I didn't use a character and I stopped playing a bit, wasn't worth it. Yeah. I never would spend on a gacha. Yeah, I don't. That's a thing too. It's hard to say too because like, would gacha games even be really gaming? I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like gacha games are very barren of gameplay. Especially some of them are like kind of like better as a light novel. Sort of like FGO. I heard like FGO. I don't know. People do like the FGO gameplay, so I could be wrong. And I haven't played FGO myself intensely. I played it like maybe once. But I heard people like the story more of FGO than they do actually the gameplay element. And it becomes sort of like a glorified visual novel with gacha. I would honestly quit a game before spending. I get that. I tend to not play those kind of games. Yeah. Thing is too, because like gacha games are built to be everlasting, so they're always on a cliffhanger every single time. And then they're never like fully complete experiences. They're always like, I guess for lack of a better term, half-baked experience to keep you coming back. Like when you compare it to like a really fully made game, it's always like better, you know? So that's why it's hard to say, like, say gacha gaming. Gacha gaming? At least in my opinion. Some people might have a different opinion. Maybe they found that gacha game that feels that way to them, right? I feel like there's some genres that could do well as a gacha game. But at the same time, I do think that most gacha games don't really have that much substance. There we go. Sounds like they do end, but then a whole different story starts. Pretty much. I mean, look at Fire Emblem Heroes. Fire Emblem Heroes is like a pretty, in my opinion, shallow experience. Because like, even though it has like some of the most complicated skills in the Fire Emblem games, they are very still limited by the two-person move grid. And they go completely in a different direction than what Fire Emblem does. But it's still going with different stories, and it's always ending on a cliffhanger. There's always like another problem one after another, right? And I get it. It's because, you know, it's a gacha game. Sort of like an MMO. MMOs are like that too. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14. Ever ongoing. But honestly, I would play like Final Fantasy 14 over a gacha game. And Final Fantasy 14 needs more of a time commitment. But at least Final Fantasy 14 has gameplay. Gameplay? What's that? I think that's what I value most, in a way. The game aspect of a game. Years ago, yeah. It was definitely a game. I remember playing it a lot when I was younger. But that was like during the earlier days of gacha games. It was before Hoyo games ever became a thing. There we go. Okay. Honestly, I feel like Blue Archive is quite a good model for a gacha game. Is it? From what I played of it, it feels very standard for gacha. I mean, the girls are very cute. Don't know about the story too much because I still haven't like fully finished it. But the gameplay aspect and the rest of the grind of it feels very standard for gacha. You know, I'm just gonna combine the Zentreya and the Chippy Doki layer. Save myself some time. Cottontail VA will be on a different layer. There we go. I hope people get this implication. Because it's just like that meme, the one where the girl draws the cat on their what's it called? Totally that. There you go. I hope people get this implication, especially when she's looking downwards. Like, everything sets up on it. I voted Gatekeeper for CYL. I like that, though. The one thing I do like about Fire Emblem Hero is they added so many different characters. But sometimes I feel like some characters, and I think this is the same with a lot of gacha games, some characters get more preferential treatment than other characters do. I think that's the case with a lot of gacha games. Because a lot of characters get pushed to the wayside. Granblue used to be like that too, but Granblue lately has been giving like spotlight to a lot of smaller characters that you would never expect to actually come back to the story, like Shen. Shen, I believe, got like an SSR character recently and a whole story arc for them. They're kind of like wrapping up story arcs in a way. But it's kind of crazy too, because like the power scaling in that, because like you start off with like normal adventurers in the sky, right? Then you eventually start recruiting like literally the dragons and the gods and stuff into your party. So scaling is crazy. There we go. That so will get more love than others. Yeah, that makes sense. 100% sure. I mean, it's a reason why, like, in games like Genshin, usually the characters that are most popular are the ones that get outfits! Yeah! But, like, Genshin, in my opinion, also has, like, a big problem with their character numbers, because, like, I won't lie, like, looking back at the gacha and seeing all these different units, and I know they play a role in the story, but it's that gacha syndrome where they play a role in the story for, like, a week or two when they are released, and then they never show up again. Maybe for a side event here or there, but yeah. Shimiko? I don't know who Shimiko is in Genshin. There were some characters that had a lot of outs, and some that aren't even in the game, yeah. That's a shame. Like Lin in Final Fantasy or Fire Emblem Heroes getting so many different outs. They're like, nah, never gets another one. Did Na ever get another one? Let me see. I like Na. The fact that she's so different from her mother. Let's see. Fire Emblem Heroes. Nah. Little Miss Na. Her art is so cute, but I think she's just limited to. Oh no, she got she's got a double dual character with Mir. That's cute. Mir and Na. Mir Na. Na Mir. Oh, and she even has a Halloween one. Okay. All right, let me change that. Cute anime girls will always get more what's it called? More outfits. But if you are a male in a gacha game, you can bet yourself that you'll never come back again unless you're one of the big male like protagonist characters. Like if it was Fire Emblem Hero, like Roy would get a lot of different alternatives. Ellie would get a lot. Hector, especially. Everybody loves Hector. How many Hectors do we have in Heroes? I love Hector and House Shenanigans. He even has a daughter. He's dual. He has a dual unit with his daughter. That's so cute. Male batters do sell a lot. Yes, yeah. And that's the thing too. Like in a regular game, you can get away with like just like having like male characters and stuff because you don't have to worry about the ongoing sales. But in a gacha game, you definitely have to like appeal to the demographic that you'll hit. Like say like a game like Fire Emblem Heroes. Even though there's a lot of cool male characters, you'll never see alternatives for like what's his name? The one that took care of Nino? Jasmer? I forgot what his name was. But then you'll see like a bunch of Ninos everywhere. I don't think it's bad necessarily, but that's one thing I do like of a regular game versus a gacha. Like there's no favoritism in a regular game. Because imagine if a Tales game was a gacha game, you would never see many male characters. Unless it's Yuri Lowell. Everybody loves Yuri Lowell. Lowendell? I forgot his name. Yuri? I know his name was Yuri. And people really loved Yuri because he was so edgy. Me looking at my Twitter feed, liking pictures really quick. Somehow, it just turns out that not having male or female characters ends up better than a mix. Yeah. Well, I think a mix should do well in my opinion. Like, I get like it won't because of, preferential. But I always liked having both male and female. The only game I could think of that does it well is Granblue. But that's because Granblue appeals to both sides. You would have your male fan service, then you would have your female fan service. But I can't really think of another game that's able to do a male and female and get away with it without like the audience going crazy. It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, they tried to do that with Phantom of the Kill, where they introduced a male cast in Phantom of the Kill, But even I didn't like it because like the original story was a female only cast, right? So it kind of ruins everything about like what's set up by the original. So I have to say it's like you can't really change a game midway through, but I would say you should start off a game with like a male cast or a female cast. I mean, I guess technically Genshin kind of does it well too, because people like get male Genshins, I guess, and they still do well. But I guess the female banners is still popular, more popular. Limbus does it quite okay. I guess that's true, but Limbus is more focused on a small cast than it is on a bigger cast. So I think that's what helps with Limbus. You get more attached to the characters that way, when your characters aren't just like, you know, dollar signs on the gacha. Alright though, I should get going. I gotta drive to the hospital. I gotta go take care of some stuff. I prefer mixed cast. I like mixed cast too. I mean, I like a full female cast, but I do also like a mixed cast if it's done well, right? But I should head off here. Tune in tomorrow when we actually play Minecraft. Good luck with the drive, yeah. Good luck with the drive. We'll see how it goes. I will gray rock so hard. Watch this. I will be so hard as a gray rock. Is that people who pull for female banners tend not to pull for male banners? No, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. That makes sense, right? But that's why I say like a game would be better as a regular game than a gacha game, because then you get to have a male cast. Like imagine Golden Sun, right? If Golden Sun was a gacha game, people will just pull for Jenna, right? And the other girls, Mia, Jenna. But then you wouldn't get like Isaac or Garrett or Ivan, you know? But because Golden Sun exists as a regular game, you get through those characters and then you enjoy their arcs. Like how Ivan becomes more brave, Garrett becomes less hot-headed, Isaac is still quiet. Remember to eat? Yeah, definitely gonna eat something, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. And if things get shady or get too rough, I will just walk out that door. But I'm gonna make my way. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the stream. Thank you guys. Tune in tomorrow for actual Minecraft Mcsundae. Maybe. Totally not making a joke and gonna push it to Minecraft Monday. Maybe we'll have like a whole Minecraft week. I don't know. All week for Minecraft? One whole Minecraft week for Minecrafting? Watch this. It'll be great. Let me check my VGen to see if I got any messages back. Have their own conventions? They do. 100% they have their own conventions. Hopefully it won't be too sad this time. We'll see. What happened to pulling on Norma? Yeah, I never installed ZZZ. It's too big for any of my devices. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off. No Norma. I could draw her though. Just like I did Vivian. Ha 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 ha. But I'm jumping off here. It was a lot of fun. I got another commission order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 orders in it! Yay! More money! Woo! It never ends! I'm too popular! Hi! Hi, Party Lizzie. I'm jumping off. Bye! Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow, maybe, if nothing bad happens today. Remember to drink? I am. I'm gonna drink heavily. This is my alcohol days. But yeah, have a good one. See you guys tomorrow, potentially. Hopefully. Maybe. If everything goes well. Bye! Okay, free. Yeah, okay, free!